KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339.
And like everything was great for me. I was like, oh, it was a perfect sports week. And you're like, well, yeah, Sac State lost. I'm like, oh yeah, Sac State lost. But it was a perfect sports week. Like I have a thing and you kind of have a thing. So it's I don't even want to say bittersweet. Like, let's see. Would I have traded a Florida State playoff berth for Kings beating the Warriors? No, I guess it has to be a Florida State playoff berth and a loss at home to the Clippers. In exchange, we acquire Kings over Warriors, Niners destroying the Eagles, and Kings beating the Nuggets. The way Florida State's currently constructed, I would make that trade.
Okay.
Had Florida State still had their starting quarterback, I would not have made that trade.
Is this almost better that they didn't make it in?
I mean, I don't want to say that, but I will.
But you can say, like, after all of it's done, hey, we're the only undefeated team.
Yeah, exactly. We got screwed, and even if we get, pasted by George, it's like, well, it hurts more now. I mean, look, that we're going to talk about that today. I think I feel like I've experienced everything there is to experience damn near on social media. But yesterday was a first when Seminole Nation turned on me and was like, you're not a real fan. Who are you? And I'm like, and the whole thing where it's like, you try to you don't even know what to do. You lay out.
Like, what are you supposed to do?
What I did is I tweeted, which was my first mistake, just in general, just don't tweet. But I said some of the effect of I may be, one of the only Seminole fans that Florida State got screwed, but I get it. And if I was on the committee and I had to be completely not biased, I would have made the same call.
So you had a thoughtful take.
Can't do that, man. You can't do that. I had a guy tell me, no, this is no joke. I'll show you guys a tweet. Hello, I think I retweeted it. Guy was like, people with following spreading narratives like this is dangerous. Like I'm quoting him. I'm like, bro, we're not at war. It's
Are you sure?
Apparently it's dangerous for that. That's the precedent of we're going to 8 teams next. Okay. I don't know, man. We'll get into it later. What else, Jason? There was something else. Sorry about the Hornets.
Yeah.
That was lame. Hey, it was.
It was a good season.
It was a good season. Yeah. It was something a season to be proud of.
For sure.
So you had the Florida State, then you had the Kings winnings.
You went to the game.
I did. What a great game to go to. We were going with a couple friends of ours, and they ended up, she got sick. So it took the kiddos. And then it was good. We had a blast. At one point, my daughter said to my wife, hey, could you refrain? Could you try to not yell so much in my ear when you're cheering? My head's starting to hurt. Set the screen. And my wife didn't take kindly to that at all. And then when they tried to switch seats, have Avery and Mason switch seats, Mason was like, "Why? I don't want to switch seats." And then my wife was.
I have to hear her yell every day at practice.
Exactly. So that my wife was very, very. Bless you. My wife was very sad at. She was not happy with the kids, but there was popcorn and candy galore.
There you go.
That was fun.
We got to experience something I never had happen before.
Daddy like? What's that?
From the game.
Uh-huh.
So when the Hornets landed, I turn on, I could hear the Sactown Sports app.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, about 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
Kings were up. Like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
Two funny parts. Walk through we get in at Sac Airport. We kind of go through the Jet Center, and the TV's on, but it's closed caption, so you don't hear any audio.
Right.
And it says Mark something something something. Then Katie, and it comes in, and so as I'm walking by, I read it. I think Denver maybe was on it because I think I'm on the plane. It's maybe about a 12-point lead, and I get in the Jet Center. I'm like, oh no, it's down to 3.
Yeah.
And Katie said, and what the caption writes is, "You've got to be careful with the Denver maggots." But obviously she said nuggets, but caption comes in like, oh, the maggots are tough. So then, by the time we get the car, blah, 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 drive, they had won. And we are literally right at downtown.
Oh.
And we're, the radio's a little behind.
Yeah.
You hear, I think G-Man was talking to Harrison Barnes, and you hear Moke doing the countdown in the background, and then there goes the beam.
Saw it right there, huh?
It was really cool.
First, did you actually see it lighting?
We were a little bit like we were coming up closer, and like it's got to be any second.
Yeah.
Then do we see it? And it was a little bit of overcast, and we could definitely see it up, like higher and above the clouds. And then certainly when we got really, really
That's
close.
awesome.
But we timed almost right on.
Somebody sent a picture. You could see it faintly in Carmichael.
Yeah, I believe that.
Ooh.
I was driving in from Thunder Valley. I was driving back, and then there's a point where it's like, oh, you can see it. It just lights your way home.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
It's fun.
That's a good idea you had, Jason, for the beam.
Yeah,
I give you
idea.
the credit. Oh, one moment at the game. Well, there were 2 moments, 1.5 moments, we'll call it, at the game that weren't great. I'll give you the one moment. So there's 2 guys that got there a little bit late, and they were in our row. We were kind of on the edge of the row. So when somebody comes, you got to kind of get up. And guys wearing this like Lakers, like leather jacket, guys in this like maybe late 50s, early 60s, leather jacket, Lakers hat. So he comes in, and I make eye contact with him on the way in. And he kind of like, you can tell he's a friendly, smiles, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I smile back at him just to let him. It was a very friendly, nonverbal interaction to start. Just hey, and
but
then
everything was being said.
And then, as he's going by, I'm like, "Boo! Come on, man! Lakers stuff at a Kings game. What's going on?" I turn to the security guy right next to me. I'm like, "Can we tase this guy? Like, I'm having fun with him. What's a guy's like not, doesn't even smile, doesn't even turn around, doesn't, nothing. He keeps walking to his seat, and so I'm having fun with him. And again, I can't stress enough. This is all fun talk, not whatever, but come on, Laker gear. So then like he's right next to my wife, he and his buddy, and so I think I said something like it was something about Anthony Davis, and he like doesn't respond. He just keeps watching the game, and I'm like, oh God, is he mad? Like, I don't want that. I mean, Laker fan aside, he's simply a nice older gentleman. I don't want. So I'm at one point the concessions person came by, and I was looking down the road like, anybody want anything? I look at, and he just will not look at me. I'm like, sir, can't get you something, menu, whatever. Won't look at me. I'm like, oh, cool. That's how it's going to be. okay, sorry, I was overly trying to be friendly, and it was friendly from the start. So anyways, like mid-second quarter, he and his buddy get up again. And I again try to like, make eye contact and all that. And I'm like, hey, good game so far. And his buddy behind him goes, oh, I'm sorry, he can't hear.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and then he patted me on the shoulder as he was walking by me. And then like I patted him back and he like started signing something to his buddy with a smile on his face. Super nice guy. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Well, I've been talking to him for a quarter.
How'd you feel?
Is it bad? I knew immediately where this is going.
Did you know?
Immediately.
You got a knack for these things.
It's like, I don't try. It's just fall face first into him. I don't try. Going down the elevator with my son at halftime. And, they have these like TV screens opposite the elevator with like ads and stuff on it. And it just so happened we're waiting for the elevator and this guy and his son come up. And his son's, maybe 7, 8 years old. And right as they walk up, the ad with you and me is on it, right?
Oh, it's in the elevator?
It's in the elevator.
Nice.
Well, it wasn't in the elevator. Like, the elevator doors open and you see the TV right in front of you in the hall. So anyways, the guy looks over at the elevator and looks at me, and you can see the instant disgust. Now, the instant understanding. And so he kind of smiled. You can see the recognition. There it is. And I go, God, I hate that picture so much. I was trying to break the ice. Like, hey, that is a terrible picture. Not that I'm good looking, but I look like darn car sales because the kid was there. And he goes, no. He goes, no, I hear you on the radio. And I go, oh, man, I'm sorry for that, which is my default. Like, hey, I listen all the time. Oh, I apologize. Like, we'll try to do better. I always try to be, I don't know what to, I'm very uncomfortable in this situation. So you try to be self-deprecating. So I go, oh, no, I apologize. I'll try to do better. He goes, no, you know what? You're okay. Like, it doesn't always work. He goes, but you got a good heart. Yeah. Like, he's saying these really positive, nice things in front of his son. But what I'm hearing is, you're terrible, but my kid's here and I got to be nice. Yeah. And I didn't know. And my kid's there too. And so
it's like you can self-deprecate, but when they're like, yeah.
Like,
wait, no.
I'm like, well, that's rude.
Right. Say something nice.
My son's right here.
Yeah.
Come on. And then my son's trashed me the whole ride home. He's like, oh, I like your show. It's okay. Yeah. You do your best. You try hard.
Did you enjoy yourself? Did you try hard? Did you have fun?
That would have been, if he'd have pulled that on me, there's nothing I could have said. We got a break. Oh. And talk about a fun game to go to. You can go to the game. Great game. Saturday night. Kings win. And the Domantas Sabonis chant finally happened. It finally happened. And I was there. I was there to see it. What are the odds?
And that was
to dazzle Dave.
It did.
Was it only happening there in that post because he was lighting the beam?
So
you hear it at other times?
I was like 20 feet to the right of Moak, like 2 rows back. So every time, Dan Spackman, who's the guy that plays all the music there, great guy.
They play that song a decent amount of times.
So that's been his way of helping. They've been coordinating. So So Domantas does something, they play that. Every time it played, Moak is just turning to me, shooting daggers. Like, what, dude? You're here. Are you? So anyways, as the game progressed, I was getting more and more vocal about the chant until finally, like, the guys behind me, Grant with the big red beard, Ernest, the Cowboy fan, some of these diehards, that group's catching on too. So by the end of the game, I think the last 2 or 3, we had a pretty good Domantas Sabonis chant going there. And I think we have we'll play the audio later. Then when it was post game, Moak introduces Domantas Sabonis. They play the and Moak kind of sings the Domantas part, and it says, "Did you know that was going on?" By the second stanza, the whole crowd singing it. So the hope now is that tonight, for example, people will really catch on because it got picked up. Kings Herald put out the video. It got picked up everywhere. It was awesome. I really hope it catches on because and we'll talk about this when we have more time. I've already blown through this break, but I will say it again. I think Kings fans have only scratched the surface. Honest to God, Mike Brown says De'Aaron Fox is playing well, but he has a whole different level he can go to, and you're like, wait, what? He's amazing right now. Yeah, but he has a whole. I think Kings fans have scratched about 30 to 40% of their potential as best fans in the world, and I want that confidence to grow because eventually we got to be singing fight songs coming out of the third quarter, this, that, whatever. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. So, anyways, it was great. It's a good weekend.
Nice.
We'll take a break. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Christopher Love. We are full strength this morning on the show today. No Matt Barrows. Remember, he's traveling back from Philadelphia, so we will have him on Tuesday. That's tomorrow, by the way. Frankie, who is highlighted in black here.
Yeah, it was.
I know it is kind of weird. The
thing.
font is so weird. Frankie
Are you a pizza guy?
Frankie Cardisel is going to join us at 8 a.m. as we preview tonight's NBA Cup quarterfinal. We'll also talk about the Kings beating the Nuggets, the college football playoff set, and the Niners beat the Eagles, as heard right here on Sactown Sports. We'll open the show with leading off next.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Debo Samuel is loose. Touchdown! San Francisco, the Debo dash.
What a play call. Quick perimeter screen out to the left. Quick snap. Debo's waving bye-bye
Just
to
their
this
touchdown of the
Philadelphia
game.
crowd.
Tell me how you were feeling 2 series into the game versus, I don't know, mid-third quarter when it was just, oh my gosh, they can't be stopped.
I've at least lately, we'll see if it sticks, have matured enough to be able to.
I wish you weren't a liar.
have matured enough to where, like, I'll say things like, I'll save my thoughts for the end of the game, but, or I'll whatever. I was just really, it was weird because the Eagles kept converting on third down.
Mm-hmm. Like on the same kind of play.
Right.
Too.
Every
little crossing around. I'm like,
time.
Can they do anything here?
It was starting to worry me.
Yeah.
Plus, also, the Eagles line was getting through to Brock Purdy and either hitting him or flushing him. And Jalen Hurts was just whatever penetration the Niners line was getting, Jalen Hurts just would kind of skip past it and hit somebody on a crossing route. You're like, is this going to be all day?
Yeah, like when they scored the first one, I actually thought it was like a victory for the Niners. Like, man, they went down the field, but only 3 points. That's cool.
Yes.
And then Niners do nothing. Okay, well, that's not good. But then they moved it again pretty easily, and you're like, oh, no. And then another field goal. You're like, wow, they're now a touchdown away from.
Yeah.
And then another 3 and out. You're like, oh, boy, is this what's happening? And then it just, like, unbelievable. Everything worked.
Everything opened up after that. Here, I've got it here. First one. Eagles smashing the Niners on third down so far. Okay. All in all, holding to a field goal was a success. Now, come on, Brock. Revenge time.
These are your tweets?
These are my tweets.
I mean, fans are eating this stuff up right now.
Eating it up.
Yeah.
Picture of a guy sweating. Me watching Debo field kicks. They had Debo fielding the kickoff. And I was like, not an encouraging start. And that was a yip throw from Brock. You remember his first throw on 3rd and 7 went way over dude's head. Mm-hmm. Oh, then they announced that Nikola Jokic got fined for the flop. I was like, well, now that he's been financially crippled by that $2,000 fine, maybe he'll stop flopping. $2,000, dude. Come on. That's like straight up poker money for those guys. So far, Hurts is 3 for 3 with 565 yards on 3rd down. I might have gotten the yardage wrong, but it was an approximation. Okay, is it just me, or is Lane Johnson leaving early every other play? That was a thing, dude. Yards so far, Eagles 120, Niners -2. Kind of a win to only be down 6-0. I feel like that's a pretty stable way to go. Then I begin to unravel a little bit. Just an absolute disaster class so far for the Niners. Eagles defense getting through every time. Niners defense not bothering Hurts. Needs something here. Our offense was better last year in Philly. And then the next one is Ayuk is on fire. And so, I feel like that was pretty tame for me.
Yeah.
And part of it, remember I told you I saw Monty last week? Mm-hmm. I forgot to include this part. As we were sipping Starbucks, he put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, dude, have you ever thought of taking deep breaths during Kings games and not tweeting every emotion you have? He's like, it's not that it bothers me. I feel like you're going to have a heart attack.
It bothers him.
You think it bothers him?
Yeah, he brought it up.
I told him, I said, why would you possibly don't? And I tell that to everybody, do not follow me on social media. Honest to God.
Done.
I'm
blocked.
Blocked. Yes. Mute. Block. Exactly. All right. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
4-point lead for Sacramento at 114-110. The energy is palpable. Malik going for 3. He's got the triple. And once again, Kings fans just erupt out of their seats as Michael Malone calls timeout. 26 season-high points for Malik Monk. Monk, 9 of 14 on the night. That's the 4th three-pointer he's made. 11 of his total have come here in the 4th quarter.
Woo!
Monk.
Monk.
I'm glad he's on the Kings.
I sure am too. And it's going to be interesting. I know we're way away from, well, not way, but way, let's say 2 ways away from really having to worry about this. But what's that contract going to look like? Because I will tell you this, part of the reason why I firmly believe the Kings are going to make a trade for a starter by February. Part of it is you need to kind of do that now and fit that in so that when you re-sign Monk, they're already going to have to go up and over that cap next year, and they're going to have those rights with Malik Monk. It's once they sign Malik Monk, it's going to get very difficult to do some certain things. And they gotta, I don't see how they, unless look, and this isn't on Malik, you got agents and stuff. But unless the agent's just dumb with things, Fox Monk was destined from Kentucky, and you see what they did on a night like Saturday against the defending champions. Now, granted, the Nuggets didn't have Jamal Murray, and that's significant. I'm not trying to take away from the win. It's just that's a very significant thing. But whatever, dude, it was.
You have to take advantage of that, and they did.
They did. They absolutely took advantage of that. It was a great effort. We have audio from Mike Brown later talking about De'Aaron Fox calling off one of his plays and calling his own number. And Mike Brown, praising him and saying that's exactly what you need to do. That's what MVPs do. Whereas how many coaches would be like, you don't call off my play. You're sitting. I gotta set an example. Mike Brown's just like, no, dude. Yes, that is exactly what you should do.
Leadership.
Incidentally, the Sacramento Kings are 1-0 against the Timberwolves. They're 1-0 against the Thunder. They're 1-0 against the Nuggets. They're 1-0 against the Mavericks.
As a result of this,
that means They're 3. The Kings currently are the 4 seed. They're 3-0 against the top 3 teams. They're 4-0, and also let's add to the Timberwolves and Mavericks wins came on the road. And then the 8 and 9 seeds, the Pelicans and Clippers, they're 0-3 combined.
So they're losing to bad teams.
They're losing.
Yes. You can't be a good team if you lose to bad teams.
You also can't be a good player, apparently, I heard, too, if you don't wear your hat forwards. That's what Colin Cowherd said about Brock Purdy. So he needs to have more of a CEO look like Jalen Hurts, who looks like a CEO when he's at the podium. Brock Purdy wears his hat backwards, and you just can't do that, even though Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no, imagine he would have had a better day yesterday.
He would have thrown for 5 touchdowns. Kings tonight in the Cup quarterfinals for Vegas. Need to talk about that too, by the way, at some point today. Like, can we get some information? And I guess this is probably where I should do my job, but how about, can we get some information on Cup tickets and at least the times? And
they're out.
Yeah.
Are they out?
Mm-hmm.
And people can do, why am I?
Oh, you've been able to get tickets for the in-season tournament since before the season.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then people did
have
their
a whole
jobs, right?
NBA experience.
I'm
like,
wondering,
packages.
I gotta wonder, like, are we gonna have a good contingent flying to Vegas? I'm wondering. I'm thinking that
Well, might be relying on tonight, right? They haven't won yet.
And then what? Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If we win, and then what? It's Friday and Sunday,
Thursday and Saturday. You're
okay.
on it.
So if you want your NBA Cup updates, come right here, Sactown Sports. I've got you covered. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Tom Stipes calling it the pachyderm push. We'll see what it is. Milrow hands it off, fighting, getting to the goal line, getting in, I do believe, for a touchdown. Roy Dale Williams, touchdown Alabama.
Touchdown Alabama. Well, the NCAA football playoffs are set, and 13-0 ACC champion Florida State University were left out. They were left out. They Travis mockery, I tell you. And yeah, there's a lot of controversy over
Picked the wrong year to not have the expanded playoffs. 1 year off.
Sure did. Look, it's 6:27. We're way late. We've got more on this at 7 a.m. I obviously have major thoughts, Jason. I'm sure you do as well. I get both sides. I do, and it sucks. And I should be absolutely apoplectic right now. My team went 13-0. They lost their Heisman candidate quarterback and still kept winning. And it is the first time an undefeated Power 5 school will not be in playoff. Of course, in the last year of this current playoffs, where this would not have happened again. This feels much like, from a sports fan point of view, I believe it was, I forget the year, 90 something. The Giants won 103 games, but finished, I want to say, a game behind the Atlanta Braves.
1993.
Was it 93? Yeah. That was the Barry Bonds Giants. Finished right behind the Braves, who happened, by the way, the Atlanta Braves and Atlanta Falcons were in the NFC and NL West back in the day.
Also the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints were in the that really happened. And the very next year is when the wild card started. 1 year, and that Giants team was
very good.
Loaded. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. When we get back, the Niners win. The Niners win. The Niners win, and we have audio for you next.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N.
We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Shriners Children's Northern California, California National Guard, and Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday. We're looking at a foggy start to the day. Be prepared for some drops in visibility around the Central Valley through about midday. In the afternoon, sunny skies, temps in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January. Because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Imagine it's the final game of the season, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are making a comeback. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking,
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Grove Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy, one car at a time. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com. Light the world with the giving machines. Experience the joy of giving this season and helping those in need. Now through December 10th at the Galleria Mall in Roseville.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Bunch right, Ayuk, Jennings, Debo. Debo goes in motion left, return motion behind, and no play action, a roll by Purdy. Purdy going to pump throw for the end zone, caught by Brandon Ayuk.
Hey, real quick, can we at some point get audio? Just whatever, but don't the Eagles have a song? We really should do that. We should play highlights over the song at some point today, right?
Over the Eagles song?
Yeah. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know, the whole world is it. That's not the Eagles song.
On to victory. Soar, Eagles, soar. It's the same as fly, but different.
Touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk! Ayuk! Ayuk is on fire!
They were in full form.
Yeah.
George Kittle's a beast.
Purdy throws Kittle wide open over the middle. 40, gonna sledgehammer, blocking sled the tackler there, Kevin Byard, and push him all the way to midfield and make it a gain of 24 more for Kittle.
All right, so 7-6 at this point. Remember, the Eagles started out 6-0, had like 123 yards to the Niners -2 at one point. It was 3 and outs for San Francisco, and the Eagles were the Eagles were bending the 49er defense, but not breaking. The 49er defense held them to a couple field goals, and Christian McCaffrey, no shot, got in the end zone.
Second and goal, 2-yard line. Ayuk goes in long motion right. McCaffrey, the lone back. Purdy under center. Handoff coming left. Touchdown! CMC!
Huge hole for McCaffrey behind Trent Williams and Aaron Banks. Trent Williams gets a great kick-out block. Aaron Banks is able to tangle up with the defensive tackle, and Jake Brendel at the second level blocking the linebacker. CMC detonates for another touchdown.
So Christian McCaffrey did Christian McCaffrey things. But Debo Samuel, that's your player of the game.
On the Philly 12-yard line, Ayuk goes in long motion left. It's Eli Mitchell now in, but it's an end around to Debo Samuel coming right, turns the corner, and goes into the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
What a play to catch a defense that's trying like heck to make a play. Misdirection, reverse. Reddick takes the bait the whole way.
21-6 at this point. Niners are rolling.
Is there anything more disrespectful than when your team just destroys someone? You're not cheering, you're just laughing.
Yeah, that is very true.
Men against boys.
Wonder what the press box looked like there when Tim was laughing. So that's when the game actually, I think, hung in the balance, and I think he had the play of the game. So there's a sideline issue between Dre Greenlaw and Paul Blart, the mall cop, or whoever was on the sidelines for Philly.
Big Dom.
And there's a whole scrap up there, and Dom kind of is holding Dre Greenlaw back and has his hand on his chest, and Dre didn't take kindly to that. And I don't know what he did to Dom. Wasn't a punch. It wasn't
the
a
weirdest
slap.
thing.
It was like a
tickle of the nose.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Some Three Stooges stuff, but there was no
a punch, point, touch.
Yeah,
it was somewhere in between all of that.
Becomes a double ejection, which I'm sorry. The Eagles, I know they rely on Big Dom, the security guy, but I think the Niners got the worst of that. So Dre Greenlaw is gone. Now it's 21-13 Eagles. The crowd, and you got to remember, you're in Philly.
Yeah. They love them some Dom.
They love them some Dom. Eagles now are within 8. This game is now, Rocky highlights. This is where Rocky and Drago were going at it after the bell.
The montage has happened.
The montage is happening now. They're hearing I always loved how Joe Frazier is from Philadelphia. And Philly still had to conjure a 5'4" heavyweight champion statue to rally to rally around instead of Joe Frazier. But anyways, they're hearing the Rocky music. I think it was 3rd and 7, and the Niners convert. I'm not saying if the Niners had not converted that 3rd down, the Eagles would have won. That's kind of silly. But that was, to me, the most important point of the game because that led shortly thereafter to this.
1st and 10 Niners in the Philly 48. Purdy looks left, now middle, throws, caught. Broken tackle by Debo Samuel, runs for a first down, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco!
What an absolute beast, Debo Samuel. The throw is on time. It's Debo Samuel. He is working a crossing route over the middle of the field. Nick Morrow just bounces off 19. Debo says, I'm going north and south. I am going to hit the gas pedal, and just carries Darius Slay into the end zone.
I don't think I've ever seen him run faster.
Yeah, he was crazy. And all that crap he talked in the offseason.
Yes.
He backed it up. We'll talk about that later. So you go from 21-13 to 28-13. Because remember, they don't convert.
Right.
Eagles have the ball back down 8, and all the momentum, it got physical. These are two heavyweight teams going at it. Someone drew blood, and then someone else drew blood. It was a bit of a knockdown, an 8 count, let's say, for the Niners. And they got up and they answered the call, and then it was just fun time.
Big play coming up, 3rd down and 5. Purdy looks left. Purdy throws left. Caught. You know who? Juwan Jennings breaks a tackle. Touchdown! San Francisco!
If you're going to come with a 0 blitz, the 49ers are going to spray some raid on you. And Juwan Jennings, 3rd and 5, runs the man beater.
There's a lot in that highlight. First is you know who, and you're thinking it's Debo, and it was Jennings. Right. Then they're going to spray some raid on you.
If you come with the blitz, they're
0
going to
blitz.
spray some raid on you and the man beater.
Yeah.
Well, here it comes. Watch out, boy. I'll chew you up. And finally, Eagles score a goofy touchdown. Debo puts the stamp on things.
Debo Samuel is loose. Touchdown! San Francisco, the Debo dash.
What a play call. Quick perimeter screen out to the left. Quick snap. Debo's waving bye-bye to this
third touchdown of the
Philadelphia crowd.
game.
They did the dash.
Yeah.
Did the Debo dash. Yeah, it was great. That feels great, baby.
Yes.
Feels great, baby, if you are a 49er fan. However, and we'll talk about this later, Philly was playing their 3rd game in less than 2 weeks. They are in the middle of a gauntlet right now. They're actually finishing it up. They got the Cowboys next. This is a tired team for every reason. Now, I'm not taking a thing away from the Niners win, but there's still a really good chance the 1 seed goes through Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And you got to do it again. At this point, after yesterday's win, I maybe we'll save this for Overreaction Tuesday. I'll ask it again. Anything less than a championship at this point is a complete failure for this 49er team. It's a complete failure for this 49er team. And I think most Niner fans feel the same way. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, sports weekend. How about defeating the defending world champions? That's what the Sacramento Kings did. We've got audio for you there next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He stopped the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. It's easy. Have a valid ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is the best place to go all in and all out. Go all in at our table games, then go all out to win on the area's only 3-story indoor kart track. Or go all in for our famous award-winning buffet. Then go all out at our state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and beautiful resort hotel, you can go all in for fun and all out for comfort. We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly. What does that sign say? Caution, wet floor? No, right next to it. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. Huh, I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Good weekend for the Kings. Never easy taking on the defending world champion Denver Nuggets.
It's a good bounce back.
Also good to hear Michael Malone still getting love. I think that's always going to happen.
Yep.
Always good to see him back here, but it's even better to see him and get a win. Kevin Huerter's shot's been improving a little bit.
Here's Huerter open. He'll try for his first three of the night, and he rips the climb. Sacramento on top, 5-2 here in the opening minutes of this one.
It's not just his shot either. We'll get to more of this later in postgame, but he's just, dare I say, become a more not just complete but physical player this year. And
that's what they needed from him.
It's 100% what they needed. And I mean, look, obviously credit goes to the player, but I also credit Mike Brown and that staff too for really pushing him. Also watching Nikola Jokic. When I was a kid, you wanted to go see, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Charles Barkley. It was like, you got to see this in person. Sean Kemp. I will reiterate my stance that Nikola Jokic is the most unique basketball player of all time, because you also have to see him in person to fully understand how ridiculous it is that he's this good of a basketball player.
Yeah.
You watch him and you're like, I don't. It's not like he's a Steph Curry shooter. He's not a Charles Barkley rebounder, it seems like. He's not a John Stockton assist guy, Yet he is. He just, you look up, Jason, and you're like, oh, well, what is Jokic doing? Oh, 36, 14, and 13.
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen? What did I miss? I've watched the whole game.
So much skill, right? That's how he dazzles you, is with skill.
It's insane, man. It is absolutely insane what he does. He is the best player on the planet, and he got an and one.
Peyton Watson gives it up to the Joker, spins toward the baseline, and he crafty one draws the foul, and he hits the bucket, and he'll get an and one opportunity. So Jokic is in double figures, Henry, already with 11 points.
I want to go back to what we just said there. And by we, I mean me. I don't want to blame you. It still seems weird to say Nikola Jokic is the best basketball player on the planet. Do you agree with that? I mean, maybe just saying. He's won 2 of the last 3 MVPs.
Yeah.
He's about to win his 3rd of 4.
I do.
It's like you look at Jokic, you look at his game, and you think about Giannis, you think about Embiid, which that MVP is now looking even sillier, not based on what Jokic is doing this year, but of course Jokic went on and won the championship last year. My opinion, should have won his 3rd straight. Nikola Jokic is averaging 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 9.8 assists as a 7-foot center. And he's doing all this, Jason, while shooting 57% from the field, 78% from the line.
Used to be taken out of games for his defense, but now defense is better, but he's also too good offensively to take him out.
You just can't.
Yeah.
And honestly, watching him with Sabonis, and I thought Sabonis acquitted himself very well, but Jokic isn't just Olaying on defense anymore either. It's just strange to stop and go, in my opinion now, and say, this big, pudgy-looking dude who doesn't look like he can jump over a phone book is the best basketball player on the planet, number 1. Number 2, he's making the very quick climb into what? Where are we at with Jokic? Top 50, top 40 of all time?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
On pace to be top 10, maybe higher. I mean,
yeah, you got to let the full resume play
Yes.
out, but it's, I mean, statistically, awards wise, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But you know what? Also took the L too. Here's DeAndre Jordan getting rejected by the big movie producer, JaVale McGee.
Picks up the dribble, challenged by McGee. Enters now to Jordan with 4 on the clock. Digs back on Trey Lyles, bangs him once, twice, 3 times, and the shot rejected by JaVale McGee. Saved from going out of bounds.
De'Aaron Fox had a great game, had an MVP-style game. Was not like crazy scorer. It's funny to say that he had 26 points. He was a team high. Just to give you an idea of how crazy it is. Kings won 123-117. And Keegan Murray played 23 minutes. De'Aaron Fox played 38. De'Aaron was plus 22 on the night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan was minus 16. Sabonis was minus 8. Herter was minus 4. The only other starter that was a plus was Harrison Barnes. And Harrison Barnes was like kind of there. I mean, no offense to him, but
yeah.
Didn't really stand out. Although, you know, again, defensively, he was doing his thing. De'Aaron had 26 points and 16 assists. I say that, Jason, because De'Aaron Fox also with one of his most disappointing plays in his career.
To Christian Braun. Braun pestered by Fox. Fox with a steal. Fox with a breakaway coming up. He's got the bucket. 13.6 seconds to go. The lead is 10 at 88-78. De'Aaron Fox at his swipe of the Fox best.
Pickpockets Christian Braun. Crowd's getting ready to explode. It's a breakaway. No one's in front of him. Lays it up. Here's my question.
2 points.
Is that arguably more disrespectful? like in some ways, it's actually kind of low-key disrespectful, like a giant 360 dunk would be. Because you're just like, yeah, it's just, what? It's no big deal. I just pickpocketed you and scored, and we're going to beat you.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of kids went there to see De'Aaron Fox dunk, and they went home unhappy, Jason.
Yeah, they did.
He's got to think about that if he wants to be a superstar. The Euro centers were in full action. Jokic wasn't the only one.
Here's Fox to Sabonis. Sabonis scores coming down the left side of the paint, and he was fouled, so he'll have a chance to end one here.
Hear that in the background? Just a little bit.
There's a tease of it.
So that's really where I think we're going to start hearing the Sabonis chant more and more is going to be when he goes to the free throw line and one, all that fun stuff. Back and forth. Malik Monk with the dagger.
4-point lead for Sacramento at 114-110. The energy is palpable. Malik going for 3. He's got
the triple. And once again, Kings fans just erupt out of their seats as Michael Malone calls timeout. 26 season-high points for Malik Monk. Monk, 9 of 14 on the night. That's the fourth three-pointer he's made. 11 of his total have come here in the fourth quarter.
I also want to take this point to throw out just something random. I think it was Saturday night. The Dallas Mavericks went on a 30-0 run and lost.
Yes, they did.
Just throw that out there, please. 30-0? What is that?
You got sausage arms and cankles.
Dude, they were playing the Thunder. They took the lead at home. I can't even imagine what the home crowd was like from like
range of emotions there.
From like 24 points to 30 points in that 30-0 run. People must have been like passing out in the aisles from excitement and blood pressure. And then you lose.
Sorry.
Yeah. Don't know what that's like, says Kevin Herter.
Fox now on the left angle, gets to two-point range, lobs it out to Herter, wide open. 3 to seal the deal. He's got the triple, and Fox has a career-high 16th assist. Kings lead by 8 with 18.5 seconds to go.
45 points for De'Aaron Fox or 16 assists. What do you take? Well, and let me give you full context. 45 points, 6 assists for De'Aaron Fox. 26.6.
The second one. Yeah, more impactful.
I totally agree. By the way, we said Nikola Jokic had 36, 14, and 13, which is just, by the way.
A lot of by the ways.
Nikola Jokic had 36 points, 14 assists, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. He didn't turn the ball over one time. He didn't turn the ball over once.
Kings didn't make him feel him.
Apparently. But Domantas Sabonis, we've called him Diet Jokic in the past for a reason. 17 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. Again, those aren't Jokic numbers. They're a little bit like
they
Jokic.
work for the Kings, though.
Work for the Kings. 123, 117. That's the most important number there. We'll talk more about the Kings in a bit as well, including Frankie coming in at 8 a.m. Yeah, for a little Kings roundtable. Don't forget the Jiffy Lube drive of the game coming up in the 7:44 segment. When we get back, all right, the college football playoffs are set. My Florida State Seminoles, the first Power 5 undefeated team, not in the playoffs. We've got thoughts next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
A couple of weeks ago, I had the honor to enjoy a conversation with PGA Tour player and U.S. Open winner Jim Furyk, who's also the first to shoot 58 in a PGA Tour event. We talked about junior golf, his experiences on tour, and plans for the future. He also revealed his commitment to a new golf shoe manufactured by Box Toe Golf. I took notice because when a person makes his living playing golf, he looks for advantages in preparation, equipment, and certainly his shoes, which are the only contact with the ground. Box Toe is a premium brand specializing in handcrafted leather golf shoes designed for players who demand quality, style, and performance. With full-grain leather upper and soft leather linings, the shoes offer unmatched comfort. They're a perfect blend of classic style and modern design. If Box Toe Legacy golf shoes and belts are good enough for Jim Furyk, they're good enough for me. Learn more at boxtoegolf.com. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
We welcome you in. Just wait for the drums. College football playoffs are set, Jason.
Yeah.
Georgia losing through a big wrench in things to Alabama. Alabama is in. Texas is in. Washington is in. Michigan is in. Florida State is out. Florida State, the first Power 5 school, seems like it. Power 5 school to go undefeated, win their championship, and miss out on the playoff. They beat Louisville. It was a struggle. Took what seemed like 4 hours to get a first down. I was watching that at the Kings game, by the way, which isn't ideal. Coach Mike Norvell has done just a ridiculously good job in rebuilding that program, cleaning it up from Willie Taggart and friends. And I don't, not that this matters, but I don't doubt that this program will continue to excel. I want to remind you, by the way, 2 years ago, they were 5-7. They were 6-3 before that, 6-7 before that, 5-7 before that, and 7-6 before that. And when Willie Taggart left in 2019, after them being 6-7, Mike Norvell took over. They were 3-6. He's built that team that is how you build a program back to dominance. After the win over Louisville and the ACC championship, Mike Norvell spoke to the media about the playoff.
You had tonight is not the team that won all those games. How do you put that together with such a big part of your offense missing?
We just beat a top 15 team.
with a true freshman quarterback. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care perspective, what people think. Watch it. We win. We win. And you know what? If we get the opportunity to go play in the national semifinal, it's going to be a challenge. I believe in this team. I believe in what they can do. I believe in who they are. And you know what? They showed up every single week and done it. And so I don't really care about what everybody else's opinions are. I know who I coach. And I know we get the opportunity, they're going to go fight for everything they get because they've been doing it for the last 4 years. And whatever the next opportunity is, I promise you they're going to show up.
That's a football coach.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the passion. Love that he's got his guys back. Obviously, he did not make the top 4. So here's Mike Norvell, the Orange Bowl conference call, previewing their matchup with Georgia.
I was just hurt for our players. To be honest with you, that was it was one of the tougher moments that I've had to experience, and just for all that they've done. You talk to a team about responding to adversity, getting up and going to give all that you can to be able to find a way to win a college football game. And like Coach Smart said, it is hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to especially when you face some of the adversities that we've had here this year, whether it's injury or just different things to overcome. But it's all part of it. And, as we tell our team all the time, your truest identity shows up in times of great adversity.
Mm-hmm. So you also had Michigan's, go ahead, Jason.
No, go ahead.
Michigan's reaction. They're all sitting in a banquet room looking at the reveal. This is also a little telling. Michigan, when they found out they would be playing Alabama and not Florida State. You'll be able to hear it.
Florida State or Alabama. One spot. The other sport plays Michigan. Number 5, heartbroken. Who's number 4?
They wanted Florida State.
Sure they did. So many issues with this.
Yes.
Look, it's a committee, so it's people's opinions.
That's right.
I say this every year. Like right now, Dave, what if we said pick the 4 NFL teams to go to the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have different opinions.
We are.
But my biggest issue with it is, what is the measurement? What is the criteria? I would have said, and we probably had this conversation in the last couple of years, where maybe a 2-loss team got in, or a team that didn't win the conference championship got in. Well, and if someone else was out, win more games.
Yep.
Like that's, so if you're Florida State, and I would have used this as a blanket statement, probably for you, for me as a UCLA fan, I would say, look, I don't like the preseason rankings. I don't like the rankings, but I can tell you this, Dave, if UCLA wins every game, without a doubt, I'm telling you, they are making the postseason. And I would have said, Dave, don't worry about it. Florida State, if you think they should be preseason ranked top 25 and they're not, I'm telling you, Dave, in your conference, you win every game, you're in. You don't have to worry about it. They just won every game.
Yes.
They just won every game in a Power 5 conference.
That's right.
And last week, by the way, they were in the top 4.
Yes.
And they won their conference championship.
And dropped.
So it's the inconsistency that we could debate whether they got it right. In my mind, when Saturday ended before Sunday selection, I right away said, well, I've got the 3 undefeated teams. I'm really having a tough time with the 4th team.
Sure.
So if it's me, I'm putting Florida State, Michigan, Washington. By the way, I would have Washington number 1. That's me.
Okay.
I thought they had more impressive wins than Michigan, but whatever. People differ. I go, man, the 4th team. And I was really wrestling with it going, Alabama makes some sense. They just probably had the best win. Georgia hasn't lost in forever. And how are they not getting talked about more?
Right.
And then Texas beat Alabama. I understood those. And I go, you know what? They probably shouldn't even be ignored either. Ohio State, because if Michigan's won, that's their only loss by less than a score. And they're penalized because they couldn't play in an extra game.
That's right.
But I felt like that's the group to discuss. And then I started reading more stuff. And a lot of people were having Florida State out. I go, oh, no, I think you have to. So I would have had them in.
Yeah.
That's an easy criteria. You play every game, you won every game.
Sure.
So are they penalized because their quarterback's out?
Yes.
We're taking them out because now the backup who didn't play this week was in concussion protocol.
Yes.
He'll be available.
Yes.
But because their starting quarterback is out, and maybe because the point spread would be 15, and who cares?
Sure.
They did everything you asked them to do.
Yep, they did.
I don't get it.
13-0.
And even the fourth, all right, what if I tell you, well, I don't think Texas can win this.
Yeah.
But they're in? Are you trying to put the 4 best in? Are you what's the criteria? I don't fully understand it.
I think where we get lost is that we ask the question, what's the criteria?
Right.
And it's really, what are the criteria?
Yeah.
It's a whole list.
Honestly, I think if you played this thing 15, I think Georgia wins. They're not in. I think Georgia's the best football team.
I actually agree with you. I do agree with you. I do think Georgia's the best team. I think if they all played round robin, whatever you
10
want,
times, they win the majority of them.
I agree with you. I actually do agree with you.
But because they didn't win the conference championship, they're out. Okay. So Florida State did. Michigan,
so Georgia lost last game of the season.
It's
they
when
lost
they
to
lost?
Alabama and also 2 SEC teams in. Now, those are 3 things I gave you, all of which are kind of, we can argue against each one of those reasons. But like I said, it's imagine every criteria, and I don't know what kind of, your opinion, my opinion, we can put value points on each one, but it's okay. What's your record? Are you your conference champion? What's your strength of schedule? When did your loss come? How many teams from your conference are going to be in? Who's your best loss? Who's your best win? Who's your worst loss?
Well, if we take theirs, we would say at least all 4 to the benefit won their conference championship.
Yes.
Now there's a 5th conference. Now this year of all years, it was actually really competitive.
Yes.
You have probably 8 candidates, but all right. So one's being left out, and it's the one that's undefeated is a tough one to take.
It's a Power 5 conference,
right?
Exactly. You have 4 conference champions. One's going to get left out.
Yeah, but 2 with 1 loss.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if I was on the committee and I had to make a decision yesterday, that's the exact 4 teams I would have picked.
Really?
My biggest worry would have been Georgia. That would have been my biggest problem, is Georgia.
And let me ask, I don't really, but why not Ohio State? I'm just throwing them in because they didn't get in a conference championship.
Honestly, the tiebreaker there for me is you're not a conference champion. You lost to somebody already in the playoff, and you would have had 2 Big Ten schools in. Now, again, as an individual, it's the bundle of sticks rule. As individual reasons, you could make weak arguments for all 3.
Yeah.
All 3 of those together, though, go into the mix for me.
Right. But the oddity, too, of that, I'm not even, just really arguing to make a silly point.
It's fine.
Ohio State and Michigan are on the same side of their, Georgia and Alabama aren't. They can always play in the conference championship. So they'll, even if they lost to one another somehow when they played the regular, we got another chance.
Yeah.
It's so one of them always had, Michigan and Ohio State can never play for the conference championship.
Which is so stupid. It's so
stupid. One is, what's the game of the year? Well,
that's right.
You're basically cannibalizing your conference.
That's very true. I think what it came down to ultimately, and by the way, let me just reiterate for those new to the show or popping in or whatever, my mom and dad went to Florida State. When I was born and popped out of my mom, I was swaddled, literally swaddled in a Seminoles blanket. There's pictures. Thank you, Dad. I've been a Florida State fan since birth, longer than the Kings, longer than the Giants, longer than anyone. There is no team I've been a fan of longer than Florida State. I'm a bigger Florida State fan. I would say the most alums that went to Florida State because I got sucked in by family. Trust me, I should be. I'm gutted for the players. I'm gutted for Mike Norvell, and I fully admit Florida State got screwed.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Florida State was already on shaky ground. They were on shaky ground. They had the 55th toughest strength of schedule in college football. They were already out of the top 4 a couple weeks ago and then popped back in. But ultimately, when I look at, because I can make all the arguments, but ultimately, what the tiebreaker for me, if I was being truly non-biased, watching Florida State play North Alabama when Jordan got hurt, Jordan Travis, watching them play a not good Florida team, and then watching them play Louisville, they won all 3. That's maybe a 15 to 20 ranked team, maybe. And I cannot in good conscience tell you that Florida State right now, and by the way, Tate Rodemaker is also not good. He's not great. He wasn't great against Florida. He wasn't good against Florida. He was just there. No offense to him. There's a reason why Jordan Travis took his job. I can't in good conscience say that Florida State is a top 5 team. They're not better than Georgia right now.
Right.
And they're not better than any of the top 4. And you know what happens when you do the college football playoff based on what's right instead of overall the best possible decision you can make based on everything? You get Georgia TCU and you get 63-7. I don't want that. The college football playoffs are more competitive because Florida State is not in the top 4. In my opinion, they still got screwed.
Yeah, it's a really weird balance. I think, personally, I don't think Florida State would have won. But that is, again, are you doing?
But do they deserve the chance?
Right. Do they deserve the chance? And then if we're going back to it, we just both said, like, I think Georgia would win it.
I agree.
They're not in it. So are you setting up the best 4, kind of best 4 on these principles? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's next year will be better.
I probably have Georgia in for Texas, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't think Texas can win it, but doesn't matter. I mean, they got a shot now.
Yeah.
Right.
Either way, this won't be a problem next year.
Yeah.
And now Florida State, I know they will, but it's kind of an interesting thing if they show up at the Orange Bowl and go through everything and then just walk out the door. I honestly wonder what would happen if they just refused to play.
Yeah.
So, no, we're protesting. Screw you. We're not playing this game.
Keep our record.
By the way, half their team's probably going to sit Jared Verse and friends because they're getting ready for the NFL. Why should they play? They don't care about the Orange Bowl. We'll take a break. There is no right answer, in my opinion, and nobody is 100% right on this, and that's what sucks. College football, why not have ambiguity? When we come back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Got a question about tonight's NBA Cup match, if you will. What impressed you the most in Philly? And another Niner question. 3 for Madness next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another 3-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out. Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Oh, still talking off air, Jason and I love college football, though. I do. And like I said, it is weird to me that I'm trying to be a voice of reason in Florida State not making the playoff. But honestly, as we talked before, Jason, we'll talk more about this later. I don't know. Eye test for me in the end, but someone got, and I agree with you. I do. I would like to have seen Georgia in that top 4. But we never will know. And now it's Georgia, Florida State, and the Who Cares Bowl down in southern Florida.
That could get ugly.
Chris Verlaud, Fire Wings, brings you 3 for Madness. Question 1, sir.
If the Kings win the NBA Cup, does that count as a championship?
So this is a question we were talking about Saturday. Yes, but a championship, not the championship. And I think it, again, in my opinion, it's important to discern. Like, yeah, they'll be the first ever inaugural NBA Cup champions if they were to win, and their 100th year anniversary, and that's awesome. And who knows, 70 years from now, we might be looking back at when they're celebrating the 70th year of the NBA Cup and be like, we got the first one. I don't think it's obviously as big as the NBA Finals. Of course it's not. But, you know, the question is now, here's where it really comes down to, Jason. Let's say the Kings do win the NBA Cup. Does De'Aaron Fox have a ring If that's what they give out, which I hope they don't, because I think if they gave out necklaces,
should be a medal,
then you can say like, bro's got a medal.
Yeah.
But then does that help solve the ain't got no rings conversation? In ring culture, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of championship, right? I think when the Kings won the Summer League championship twice now, like that's cool. They're competing, same rules everybody else has, and you enjoy it. Like I don't think there's a parade coming if they win this. It's fun. You want them to win. It would.
What about a pep rally
after the at the assembly?
Yeah.
And that, I mean,
like if you had something at Doko, that would be fun, right?
Yeah.
I think there would be. There's going to be something. I know. I'm pretty sure there will be gear. There will be NBA Cup champion gear. But
this seems like a cash grab.
Look, I think if they're the last one standing Saturday night in Vegas, like there'll be a podium. I'm sure there's like a presentation.
Right.
Like, all that stuff's going on. That'll be really cool to see the Kings a part of that.
And I'm sure that the first home game, there'll be your 2023 NBA Cup champion. You'll get a giant standing ovation. Honestly, I don't think there will be a parade. And honestly, I don't know that it would be anything like that because I don't think the players would do it. I think
just keep going. The season's still going.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The season never ends.
And to be honest, Kings fans, again, you still got to win a few more games. But in case you're having any sort of like crazy dreams about certain situations, get ready to be incredibly disappointed when the most popular answer when asked about how insanely excited they are to have won the NBA Cup and how amazing is it and where do you rank this in your career? Most of the answers are going to be something like, oh, it's great. I mean, it's really cool. It's nice to win.
Be part of the first one, I think, will be the
yes. I think they'll very much mirror in tone and tenor the answers we got after Portland last year when they broke the playoff streak. Like very underwhelming, but understandable. Like, no, it's cool to get the monkey off our back. It's great to do this and that. No, we still have a lot more work to do.
Yeah, I actually think that'll be an interesting case study for whoever wins this thing to see when the final buzzer happens, like that team's reaction. Because then a lot of people will be watching that and go, wow, this team felt this was a big deal, or this team was like, yeah, that's cool.
If whoever wins, will champagne bottles be popped?
I mean, I bet they have confetti.
Yeah, I would say confetti, glitter, all that fun stuff.
The league is trying to make this a big deal.
And I will say it again. It's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
If they don't roll out a giant table stacked with $500,000 stacks on it like they do at the World Series of Poker. If they
Plus tigers too, and just like animals and
or even have
dancers.
you would be even have like a giant netting hammock underneath the scoreboard that has nothing but cash on it, right? Like this giant hammock of whatever it would be, $10 million and change, and then at the ceremony at the podium, you lower it down and everybody take your $500,000. I want to see pictures of every Sacramento King holding about 250 and 250, if that's even possible, in each hand.
Like those iconic pictures they have post-game when they win.
Yes.
And just they're all in the locker room holding stacks.
Yeah, just stacks. Yes. Why would you not go for that visual?
Yeah.
By the way, what do the coaches get? Got to find that out.
Yeah. They have to pay to play.
Does Doug can we hit up Doug for dinner?
Sure.
If he
I think it's always encouraged.
But I hope they gets paid.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, please.
Question 2.
What was most impressive for you in Philly?
The final score, but that's a cop out. I'm gonna go back to the third, and I think it was 3rd and 7. After Paul Blart and Dre Greenlaw got, what is it with Bay Area Dre's, by the way? Yeah. Well, both getting ejected, and the Niners about to go 3 and out, up only 8. The conversion there on 3rd down, to me, that's what solidified the game. There's so many things to talk about, Jason. Purdy's calm, cool, and collectedness. The Niners just going out and really destroying the Eagles on their home turf, but. I'll go with that play.
For me, I'm going to go with 6 scoring drives in a row.
Yes.
I mean, this is Philadelphia, the team with 1 loss, NFC champs, in this scheduled gauntlet that we all said, well, they could, maybe they're going to go into that Niner game with like 3 losses. Still just 1. And everyone's like, but they keep winning. They're winning. It's a good team. And the Niners, after those first 2 drives, not field goals, 6 scoring drives with touchdowns in a row. That was impressive.
It was incredibly impressive, wasn't it? It was more impressive than I expected. By the way, Vegas knows what they're doing. It's a 3.5-point favorite. Imagine if what was the final score 42-19. Imagine if Vegas had come out with like a 21-point spread. Then you know it's rigged, right?
Right.
I got your answer for you.
Yeah.
The head coach of the in-season tournament's winning team will earn $500,000. In addition, NBA assistant coaches will earn an additional share of the pool money that will equal 75% of the winning coach's total payout.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. The winning coach gets $500,000, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't they just say whatever the is 75% of $500,000?
Okay.
What is that? 350? It's about $400,000.
Nice.
Just say they win $400,000. What are you doing?
That's nice for the assistant coaches.
That's really nice.
Except for the Kings, because they have like 40.
That is true.
Yeah. Every team has that.
Does equipment manager get something?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah. All right, number 3, please.
Question 3.
Does the morning show hosts on the flagship station get cash? Because if that happens, all of a sudden, screw the NBA Finals. Let's go.
It's a championship.
It is. This is the championship. All right, number 3, please.
If you're a betting man, which I know you guys aren't,
no.
Do the Niners run the table in the regular season?
Well, after that third loss, not that I completely wrote this question just to set up me bragging, but after that third loss in a row, I still have it out there. The 49ers not winning, or excuse me, the 49ers will not lose the rest of the season.
You clearly had that out there.
I really clearly had that out there. But let's look at it, though. So they've beaten the Eagles. That's the toughest test on paper they have remaining. Now, the big tough test on paper is the Ravens on Christmas. But here we go, Jason. Home against the Seahawks. They're a 12.5 point favorite right now. At Cardinals, home Ravens, at Commanders, home Rams. Something tells me there's going to be a scud in there, like maybe week 18 against the Rams when they're sitting everybody.
Yeah. May not be able to sit everybody.
All right, why? Because they're
trying to get the 1 seed.
That's actually very true. But if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna stick with my gut and say, yeah, they're gonna run the table.
Yeah,
they'll run the table.
I mean, the only thing I could see is kind of what you talked about. Like, I won't pick against them.
They won't be. They'll be favored in every game.
Yeah, they're the better team, and all these when they play right. We kind of said when the Niners play at their best, who's better than them? I don't think anybody.
Right.
So I don't know that they're always going to play at their best. That's tough to predict. I think the Rams and Cardinals and Seahawks, the division teams, have the most knowledge of them. Ravens will be a unique matchup. That's Christmas. There's some weird quirks to that too, but I think they're winning out.
I hope you're right, Jason.
Hey, you said it first.
Well,
weeks ago.
Weeks ago, after that third loss in a row, even that is faith.
Gotta have faith.
Gotta have faith. We'll take a break. Speaking of those Niners, they beat the Eagles. Yes, they did. What does all that mean seeding wise? And were we watching an MVP yesterday? That's a broad question because there's 3 candidates on that field. We'll talk about it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday. We're looking at a foggy start to the day. Be prepared for some drops in visibility around the Central Valley through about midday. In the afternoon, sunny skies, temps in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Winter's coming, so let's kick off the cold season right and get your heater all tuned up. Now just $79. No matter how cold it gets outside, you'll always be warm and toasty inside. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Before we get to the Niners, I wanted to share this with you, Jason. So we saw last night the Chiefs lost to the Packers.
Yeah.
So two of the top 3 teams in the NFL arguably lost.
Wait, did someone call that their upset of the week?
I don't know. I think we'll find that out later. Of course, I don't know if I know I kept track of the pick 6. I'm so proud of myself for keeping my notes. I really am. I don't think I kept track of anything else, though, so we'll have to figure
You
that
did
out.
pick the Packers as your upset.
Oh, I did! And Jordan Love over his last 3 games, Jason. 3-0. Over 65% completion percentage on 100 or more attempts. More than 8 TD passes with no turnovers. 115-plus passer rating. 40-plus rushing yards. No more than 5 sacks taken. Not that we're creating a stat here, but no other QB in NFL history has done all that over a 3-start span. Now, okay, we kind of threw in some things there. I thought this was an incredibly interesting note from Adam Schefter. This was before yesterday's game. So Jordan Love's always going to be compared to the guy before him, Aaron Rodgers, just like Aaron Rodgers was compared to Brett Favre. So they both, going into last night's game against the Chiefs, Jordan Love had 11 starts for the Packers. So through Aaron Rodgers' first 11 starts for the Packers, Rodgers had 2,599 passing yards, 21 total touchdowns, and was 5-6. That's Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love threw 11 starts as the Packers quarterback. 2,599 passing yards, 21 total touchdowns, and a 5-6 record. The exact same yards, touchdowns, and record. That's pretty crazy. I'm not saying, Jordan Love's Aaron Rodgers, but.
But what are you saying?
Oh, I just thought it was cool.
Oh, okay.
I also thought it was cool that the Niners beat the Eagles. Seeding wise, the Niners still need help.
Yeah, it could happen this week with the Cowboys.
It could very well happen this week with the Cowboys. The Eagles are at 10-2, and the Niners are in a 9-3 boondoggle league wise. Miami, the Niners, Baltimore, Detroit, and Dallas are all 9-3, but that doesn't matter, obviously, with the exception of the Lions and Cowboys when it comes to the Niners. The Cowboys, they're going to have the tiebreaker there. That's not an issue. But they need the Eagles to lose, and the Eagles are at Dallas this weekend. Then they go to Seattle. And then good luck because they finished Giants, Cardinals, Giants. Although the Cardinals did have a pretty impressive win in Pittsburgh yesterday, but yeah, I'm not seeing that. You kind of feel like that loss is going to have to come in the next two games. And obviously, this is assuming the 49ers win out.
Right.
That being said, I think both the 49ers and the Eagles, look, they want to win every game and they want to have home field advantage. But I also think there's a part of both of them that if they don't get it, they're going to almost relish more going to the other person's turf. You see that in all sports. When you have championship caliber teams, they're like, oh, we're on the road? Cool. We'll go embarrass you in front of your home fans.
Yeah. I mean, I look at yesterday, too, for the 49ers. They had talked about this game, I thought, too much in the offseason. Look, you lost to them. You did not beat them in the NFC Championship game. You could say that you think you could have. I thought they would have, but why keep talking about it? Well, they backed it up yesterday.
Yeah.
And so if they have to go on the road again and play Philadelphia, they'll be confident. Doesn't mean they'll win, but they'll be confident. Now, the other one of the elite teams in the NFC is Dallas.
That's right.
Dismantled them.
Yes.
So they haven't played Detroit, but, I mean, they've looked incredible against two of the best teams the NFC has to offer.
Yeah, the NFC East, those two teams, I mean, it's ridiculous what they did to Dallas and Philadelphia. You mentioned all the talk in the offseason. Nobody talked more than Debo Samuel. Here he was shortly after that playoff loss.
I felt like if Brock was in and our quarterback and how our offense moves, I mean, I don't think it would have been close, if that makes sense.
So what were the final, when you say it wouldn't have been close, like you think you could have beat him by double digits?
Yeah. Like we beat everybody else.
Yeah. My God. Now, some people might think that, that sounds like sour grapes.
It's not sour grapes at all.
It's confidence.
It's just this is what I see every day.
Reality.
Come on, man. I mean, I'm not salty at all. I just speak facts,
Now, I've heard that. You probably have heard those comments before. And I remember thinking, as a Niner fan, as a Debo Samuel fan, at the very end, where he said, I'm not salty at all I could hear in my head was, says the guy who's incredibly salty. Like, just everyone shut up. Please just go out and do it. You sound dumb. Well, you know what, Jason? That's why I'm not a professional athlete and they are. Because it was confidence and it was well-placed confidence. You put yourself out there, you're either those quotes are being played all over Philadelphia radio today or all over Northern California radio.
Yeah, two of the guys that I thought talked the most, Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel. Both were great yesterday.
They were.
Debo was incredible, but Ayuk was great. Got the first touchdown, caught several key passes, big third down. I mean, those two guys to me that are the guys I remembered the most, they backed it up.
Trent Williams. Controversial sports opinion here. I think the team is far better when Trent Williams is healthy. He was just plowing through Philly guys. You mentioned Debo Samuel. And you mentioned Brandon Ayuk. And one of the funny things I'm hearing about Brock Purdy, and of course we're hearing this, is that, Brock Purdy throws these 5-yard dink and dunks, and it's all after the catch, although he, leads the league in air yards attempted, all that. But let's forget about that. But as if not more fun to me than watching Debo Samuel or watching Brandon Ayuk just run down the field, I like going back, and I invite others who don't do this to go back, just rewind and watch the way the blocks are set up for these guys. I'm not saying it's completely clear path, but it's pretty damn close. The holes these guys are running through because of the perfect blocking scheme, because Kyle Shanahan has Trent Williams and George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk and friends that are all rolling downfield, blocking the hell out of these guys, and then Debo Samuel is just an absolute rocket down the field. 22 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Debo Samuel, 116 and 2 receiving. And speaking of Trent Williams as well, he spoke postgame about their thrashing of the Eagles.
So what does it mean, what does it say to come back here against this team and win that fashion by that kind of margin?
I guess it's up to y'all to kind of interpret it, but I had full confidence that we would have this type of game from the jump. We got a quarterback, so it made it a lot easier this time.
And speaking of that,
Jabs.
That quarterback, by the way, he did pretty good yesterday, as we talked about. His rating in this game, 148.8 against the Eagles. For example, Jalen Hurts has never had a rating that high in any game in his entire career. And we're cherry picking a little bit, and I completely understand that. Jason, I would say in no particular order, your MVP candidates are Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Brock Purdy. I'm forgetting somebody in there. I feel like, or am I? Would you say
I think
those?
Lamar.
Lamar,
before,
Dak
right?
Prescott.
Dak, yeah. I'm big on the McCaffrey train. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
Which I don't know why people running back just can't. Why? What are we again? Like, we're just throwing blanket statements out. Like, he is having statistically such a massive year. Already 1,000 yards rushing now. It's going to get more. We know he got the touchdown record. The Niners to a core are a running team.
That's
now they
right.
pass, they mix it up, but the running game has to work. He was awesome again yesterday. Scored another touchdown. Tyreek Hill's numbers are staggering. He may break the NFL record.
From a position player point of view, Tyreek Hill for the 9-3 Dolphins, same record as the Niners, although, we know that record. We know who they've beaten and who they haven't. 93 catches, 1,481 yards, and 12 touchdowns. That's through. He still has 5 more games.
Yeah, and that's probably where this is going to be decided, is the last fight. Like, I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite right now.
I agree, and I do think it'll probably go to a quarterback. I think if it goes to a position player, again, this is all assuming nobody gets hurt and everybody just keeps doing what they've been doing. I think it very well could come down to a mixture of Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Tyreek Hill. My worry is that Purdy and Christian McCaffrey are going to split a little bit. But I even if I don't think Brock Purdy will win the MVP, I want to completely normalize the fact that it's not really a question. He's a top 5 MVP candidate.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Absolutely.
12 games, and not 2 games into the season, not 5 games into the season, with most of the season gone. Brock Purdy is sitting at 3,185 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 6 picks. He leads the NFL in both types of majorly, accepted quarterback ratings. It's insane what he's doing. He's top 7 in pretty much everything. And I also think it's important to understand, too, as we just talked about Trent Williams, but he's doing it with an offensive line that's ranked, I think, if you aggregate, somewhere around 17th or 18th in the league. It's not his line. Is he surrounded by great players? You know what? He is. You know who else was surrounded by great players? And this, to me, is maybe the best argument for him to be MVP, or one of them. You know who had a good, not great running back, but Elijah Mitchell, let's not forget, was very, very good his rookie year, and had George Kittle, and had Brandon Ayuk, and had Debo Samuel, and had Trent Williams, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Garoppolo was fine. Brock Purdy's taken him to a whole new level, and he basically is just starting his sophomore year.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter, but still. The disrespect that Brock Purdy both simultaneously gets what I believe not enough respect for being the best story in football right now. Might I remind people, 2 years ago, he was Mr. Irrelevant, last guy taken in the draft. Almost every single Mr. Irrelevant never even plays an NFL down, much less ends up being a starting playoff quarterback and the head of a team that's 9-3 right now.
And in the MVP race.
It is, to say it's unprecedented. Remember how crazy people got when Tom Brady was picked 199, and obviously Tom Brady was able to do things that were also unprecedented. But Tom Brady was picked number 199. I think maybe it's time that we start, instead of talking about him being Mr. Irrelevant, we start figuring out, I don't even remember. Can we find out what was the actual number that he was picked in the draft? Because nobody says Tom Brady was, what was he, a fifth round, sixth round? Sixth round. We don't ever say sixth round. We say pick 199. I need to find out during the break what actual number pick was Brock Purdy. Because this is a Disney movie, right?
200 something.
Yeah, it's probably. No, absolutely. We'll take a break. When we come back, what are we doing here? Oh, let's talk about the Kings again, huh?
262.
262. 63 picks after Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a first-round pick compared to Brock Purdy, damn near. The Kings take out the defending champs. We're also going to get the Jiffy Lube drive of the game from you. In fact, you can give us a call right now at 1-800-920-1140. That's 1-800-920-1140 if you know the Jiffy Lube drive of the game from their matchup versus the Nuggets on Saturday. And make sure you know it. Don't just wing it unless you're going to Fire Wings. Hey, everybody. Carmichael Dave here. Hi. Too bad we're not having eagle wings at Fire Wings. Oh, that'd be kind of weird. Also, I think illegal. But either way, breaded Malaysian curry, as I said, is back on the table, boys, after the victory over the Warriors on Monday. Locally owned and operated is your Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from your classics to your fusions. Everything from peanut butter, which is an award-winning wing, and beyond, Saigon Street, Louisiana rub, Jamaican jerk. And you can order right now. Now, you can't pick up right now. They're closed, but you can order right now. You can go pick it up whenever you want. You want to pick it up for a late breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner. Got an amazing Monday Night Football game tonight. Go ahead. Firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Firewings, just wing it. The Kings take out the defending champ Saturday. They got a cup match tonight. The Jiffy Lube drive of the game next.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Subcontractors, grow your business with more leads and leverage your marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors to join our advertising co-op. For under $2,100 a month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. There's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, so lead potential is unlimited. Google Subcontractors United for more information.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Sabonis. Great. It was great. Here's Scott Moak. Audio's a little, it's taken from someone's phone. Just in case you missed it postgame, Domas lit the beam, and Scott Moak kicked off the chant. It was great. It was very, very cool, and I hope that it really kicks off now that so many more people kind of get it.
Yeah.
I hope it continues.
Tonight's the next night to do it.
That's right. Yeah. So if you're going out there tonight, just remember, because they'll cue you.
Yeah, be on your game.
Be on your game. Dan Spackman and friends, they will cue you with the ding, 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 ding. That's your cue for Domantas Sabonis.
When you hear the dings.
When you hear the dings, be chanter number 1. Speaking of, how about caller number 1, Jiffy Lube drive of the game, $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube if you are the lucky winner. Jason, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Great. Doing great, Jason. How are you?
I'm great. I know the answer.
Do you? You think? Ooh, that's confidence.
Yeah, he's coming in swinging.
All right, Jason, what is it? I'm nervous for you.
Second quarter, alley-oop miss by Gordon. Fox with the rebound. Outlet pass to Monk. Monk for the layup. 3-point lead, 35-32. Boom.
He's calling a shot.
Wow, there's a lot in there.
There's a lot in there. He has
notes.
Wow, you took no. Let me just say, first off, if that's totally wrong, that's totally hilarious. But if this is the right one, This is 100% the way to do it. That wasn't me. That was Verlaud. I applaud your efforts, Jason. If you're right, here's the highlights.
Jackson now drives it to the right, digs into the paint, flips it up there, and Jordan misses the alley-oop. It comes off the iron. The Kings have it. Leak out pass goes to Malik Monk. Open down to the rack, and he scores it. What a great push up the floor. That is going to be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. That one came in transition. It was a quick strike by Malik Monk to give the Kings a 3-point lead early in the second quarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Nailed it. Jason, congratulations. You called your shot for good reason. Let that be a lesson, kiddos. Take notes, and you can be like Jason and have a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube to do whatever you want. Oil change, windshield wipers, winterize your car. Congrats, Jason. I'll put you on hold, and Chris will get your information.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, brother.
I get the feeling, based on how he described it, he also took really like good penmanship, good notes.
Like calligraphy.
Yeah, we were looking at wow,
big fancy S.
Yes, he had a feather pen.
That reminds me of another play. I'm going to go back to quarter one. It was a 2-2 game. It was 2-2.
Big play of the game.
Big play of the game. Here's I'm sorry. It was 9. Excuse me. I apologize. It was 9-7. Listen up.
Is Jackson out to Jokic for the rainbow three? It's no good, and Kevin Huerter has the rebound off the miss. Long lead pass. Sabonis to the rack for the quick jam.
Okay, now, as you know, I worship Gary Joe. This is no slight on Gary at all. He's got a very, very, very quick play, a quick game to call. You can't sit and break everything down all at once. That Kevin Huerter full court pass was ridiculous. It was early in the game. So you're watching everything. It's all new to me. Kevin was, I think, right around the free throw line, the opposing team, and just threw a Brock Purdy-esque dime. And it's funny because sometimes we watch all this stuff and we're just incredibly spoiled. He rebounds the ball and throws a 3/4 court pass to a running, lumbering 7-footer who, oh, by the way, with about 8 guys in between the two of them, Sabonis, while lumbering, catches the ball Jerry Rice style and then proceeds to have the hand-eye coordination to just roll up and dunk the basketball. The athleticism and the hand-eye coordination and the absolute skill on both ends of that play to be able to, it's a throwaway play early in the first quarter. There's 9 billion other plays we're going to remember. But I see stuff like that, and I just go, you guys are not...
Make it look easy.
Yes, they make it look easy. They're not human. And that was one of many, many reasons why the Kings won. Is an impressive win, Jason.
It was. I mean, I love the fact that they bounced back from the Clipper loss. It was a good week overall because you got the win in the Cup game against the Warriors.
Jason, they bounced back from the Clippers loss, but can I also add, and you know what I mean by this, they bounced back from the Clippers loss, and they bounced back from the Warriors win. And what they just didn't look right in that win over the Warriors. They looked right Saturday night.
Yeah, some of the ball movement was as good as we've seen. It was crisp. It was fast. There was a pace. There was a kind of purpose, a tempo to all of it. They were sharp, and I'm glad they got the reward because Denver was feisty, and they were hanging around on a pretty high level performance by the Kings. You're like, man, this is the kind of night you feel like you should be up by more. I mean, the way they were playing, and then they were at times they were up, 11, 14, 13, somewhere in there, and then it's just like, man, Denver kept coming back. But really good win.
Well, and dare I say, and good for him, but Keegan Murray in his return, just 23 minutes, 8 points and 5 boards, but he wasn't himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't himself.
It was good to have him back.
It was great to have him back. Sabonis 17, 15, and 7. And Kevin Huerter, some good defense, some great, very important rebounds. He finishes with 16 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Those are the types of games that we need out of Kevin Huerter. But, of course, it was the De'Aaron Fox show, along with Malik Monk, combining for 52 points, 26 each. Malik Monk, 26 points in 28 minutes. He is on a heater right now. De'Aaron, 26 points, 16 assists. By the way, they made 7 of their 8 free throws. I think it's important to point that out. And De'Aaron Fox spoke after the game.
Well, I would have windmilled today but my ankle is limiting me a little bit, but I would be up there. But I mean, Malik's made play after play for us down the stretch this season, and that would be dope if we could win. If we could do that back to back, and I don't know how many players off the bench is really being able to close out with the starting unit for them. So what he does for us while also being efficient, I mean, he's almost like a 6 starter.
De'Aaron, you had that big steal, and then you walked into a 3-pointer in transition. Just how much are you growing and feeling more confident with the 3-point shot this season?
Oh, I mean, I just continue to put in the work, regardless if I'm shooting the ball well or if I'm not. I put the work in, and I trust the work that I've put in. So they probably would have yelled at me if I didn't take that shot. But I mean, obviously, seeing the ball going gives you that boost of confidence. But I take the shots that I'm giving. Like, obviously, like I said before, there are times where I do have to take tough shots. But walk in, warm up threes like that, have to be able to take and make those. And just being able to see the ball go through the net, obviously, boosts anybody's confidence.
We'll play some more of that perhaps with Frankie Cardicelli, who joins us, our Sacramento Kings insider for SactownSports.com. He'll be in with us as we do our Kings roundtable, maybe a triangle table. There's just 3 of us, right? We'll do all that next.
The Sacramento Kings conquered the Thunder, the Spurs, the T-Wolves, and Warriors for an undefeated run through Group C of the in-season tournament.
Tough ball away, bank shot is good. Malik Monk somehow banks it home. 7.4 seconds to go.
Now it's the knockout stage in a matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Losers out. Winners off to Las Vegas.
Join us for Kings and Pelicans, Monday at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
If the lights in your home flicker whenever you plug in the toaster or the breaker flips when you use the microwave, let us fix that. Bonnie's offering a free electrical panel inspection so you'll know exactly what's going on. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco! Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
3 on the way. Caldwell Pope, no good. Sabonis gets the rebound. Then the Kings race up the floor. Sabonis Euros to his right and scores for the right hand coming down the lane. That's his offhand, and that one draws the ire of Michael Malone. And he is showing how they came right down the center with his right hand, lifts it up toward the basket, and Michael Malone not happy.
From the text line at 916-339-1140, our guy wants to clarify that his detailed notes for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, they're just on his notepad on his phone, but he does have very good penmanship.
On the phone.
He was reacting to you. Also, somebody, our idea about eating eagle wings said they would be illegal. I'm really glad that's catching on the audience. Dad jokes always welcome here.
Yeah.
Why would it be illegal?
Huh?
Why would it be illegal?
Illegal.
Ah.
How you doing? Welcome in, Christopher Lott, everybody. And Frankie Cardicelli, the pizza guy, the insider.
That's what we're going with today.
For Sactown Sports today.
It changes every week.
I'm a pizza guy. What was it last week?
Cowboy, wasn't it?
No, you've been a pizza guy
you're a
for
pizza
a
guy.
solid time.
So is it a new nickname every season? I just want to make sure I'm keeping up on.
It depends on what you do.
It's very
to
true.
earn it.
We have a long-standing tradition here at the station that you can't give yourself nicknames; they just happen. We had a guy on the old night show
They
once.
call me Top Ramen.
Jason knows right where I'm going. Named Mark, and he told us all. The first thing he told us, like when he started with us, was
He also
hey,
brought in a pizza.
Did he
for some
bring-
reason?
Oh, I
Why
remember
wasn't he
that.
the pizza guy then? Why wasn't he the pizza
You know,
guy?
he might have been on the way to being the pizza guy, but he told us that everyone called him Top Ramen. And we were like, no, we're not doing that. So we called him Noodles. And to this day, doesn't he work for CBS or something now?
Yeah.
Yeah, old Noodles is Noodles.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll shorten it to Nudes every once in a while, just for fun.
Nudes.
NOODS.
Or when you're breaking his nose.
You know, every time. You got to bring that up every time. Every time.
I'm just gonna stop talking and I'm gonna start wearing a straight jacket. Just make sure I can't do anything to put myself in position.
Oh,
to get the
crazy
nickname.
Frankie.
Crazy
Frankie.
It's got to be a straight jacket.
I can't win.
Yeah, anyways.
I can't win.
Well, you know what? The Kings can win.
They can.
Well done. Yeah, that was good.
That was nice.
Saturday night. The most important question, Frankie, honestly, is did you or were you paying attention or were you already off to the post game when the Sabonis chant broke out?
I was there, and even near the end of the game, it broke out because you were there too.
Yes.
It was near the end of the fourth quarter, I believe. And I swear, Brendan Nunes and I, we heard it. We heard the DeMontis Sabonis at the beginning, and then people that didn't know, that weren't in the know, started just going along with the song. They started doing the song, but I feel like tonight maybe it'll be the first time we have like the arena buying in.
You think it sticks?
I think it'll stick. I think
Okay.
I think fans I think they like it on social media, and I feel like it'll spread. But I swear for the first couple seconds I heard the DeMontis Sabonis part, and then the rest of the song kind of drowned it out. But
Kings Herald put out the clip that really kind of went viral online, and the response was great. And you're right. And I explained to Jason earlier, I was sitting just to the right of Scott Moak with my family, and every time Dan Spackman, the music guy, would play the Seven Nation Army cue, Scott would all but stand up and glare at me like, okay, you've talked all this garbage now. Where are you? So by the fourth quarter, we had our section pretty, because I was standing up and getting progressively louder and louder and louder out of Scott Moak's daggers he's staring. And then Moak did it post game with DeMontis, who, by the way, looked like he was a little, he loved it. Also a little, he's shy.
Yeah.
It was like, very sheepish about it. But as I told Jason, I think we're just scratching the surface as Kings fans of what we can actually do when we're going, like the Keegan Murray chant, the DeMontis. There's so much more there in the tank.
it's really fun. No, it's really cool seeing how different things are between now and 2 years ago, as far as obviously the beam, the Keegan Murray chant, like things you named, but the defensive player of the game chant, like you see around the arena. I think there's a lot of cool things that are coming out with Kings fans, and this song I feel like would be a great addition. There's no real song. I mean, a lot of teams have some songs, mostly like they're on playoff runs. I know that what the Phillies had dancing on your own. I can't remember what the song's called, but they had a song through their playoff runs, and I do think
on your own,
dancing on your own or my own. I don't know if a song.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you.
It wasn't Creed.
Dancing on my own.
On my own. And then the Rangers had Creed, and Creed actually showed up. So I don't know.
That was great.
Maybe Seven Nation Army will show up to a Kings game.
How about that?
That would be, oh my God.
Seven Nation Army.
For White Stripes. Jack White rolls in.
Yeah, because no other team is using the White Stripes song.
Hey, but no one.
We literally took it from a soccer team.
But no one's chanting Domantas Sabonis.
No. Nobody.
Nobody's doing. We're going to redefine as Kings fans the nature of what you can do as a basketball. I'm talking fight songs coming out of the third quarter, multiple player chants, baby races. The sky's the limit.
The baby races. That's right.
Yeah.
Do other teams do baby races? I think baby races are.
It's a hit. Everybody here loves it. Seemingly.
Didn't the last one suck
was
though?
terrible.
Were all the babies on mescaline or something?
The babies tanked.
Yeah.
The babies were looking for the number 1 pick. They were awful. Terrible babies.
No coming back from that.
What's bad is I had a friend that had never seen it before. I'm like, oh, it's a baby races. We're not going anywhere. We're sitting here. We gotta watch baby races. And they did absolutely nothing.
Weren't organized, huh? Not organized.
The babies were they were honestly, you could tell there was a lack of preparation. I don't know what they said in the locker
I think they
room.
got together beforehand. They're like, we're going to show these people.
They really crapped the bed.
They want a pay raise.
Do you think the Babies Association all got together and said we're not getting enough money?
Yeah,
and that was a launch of the thing over the hole of the shot at the bow, over the bow,
taking a stand,
a stand for babies.
Wah.
Yeah, wah.
More Gerber.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good game Saturday.
It was. I mean, did you think it was one of their better performances of the year?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much talk about back-to-backs. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have seen the same thing, but the chatter about back-to-backs, how much it's affecting teams this year, not just the NBA, I mean, not just the Kings, but around the whole NBA.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice. I mean, the Nuggets played a good game, I thought. I mean, at the beginning, they were pretty sluggish, obviously, and maybe the tired legs were there at first, but sure, no Jamal Murray, and that maybe that affected the way that they played is in the scheme of things, but they've battled back. The Kings had to answer a run late, and that kind of speaks to how resilient they are. I think that even in the games they've fallen behind by 20, you see how resilient they are. But they've done a really good job of answering those runs and making timely plays and knocking down timely shots. So I think it was a good win. The 3-pointers, and they fall. And that's the Kings are 5-0. I think when they shoot over 40% from 3 this year, that's ideal when the shots fall. But it's hard to not look ahead to New Orleans because they have such a good 3-point defense. And the Kings, it just seems like when the shots aren't falling early, they just continue to try to shoot through it. And that's what happened in New Orleans as well. But they're going to have to hope that those shots fall because, I mean, we know who's lurking in the paint for New Orleans.
I asked the question, I think it was Friday, and then in Saturday, which you more excited for, the home game against the Nuggets, the defending champions, or a Monday night game against the New Orleans Pelicans? It was something like 91% were more excited for the Pelicans. And I think that's the biggest thumbs up I've seen so far in our world for the NBA Cup is the very fact that, and as Jason said before the season even started, if your team's in it, especially if you're a team that doesn't win championships. Now, if Golden State was in it, they'd probably be rolling their eyes and doing the you-know-what motion with their hands going, okay, NBA Cup. But for us, for Indiana, for some of these teams, it's a big deal, Frankie.
I was on the side of, if the Kings are in it and they're, I guess where they are right now, I would fully buy in. And I think from that first game, once the game started going and in the atmosphere, I kind of changed my mind. Like I bought in from, I think, the first game because the atmosphere has been there.
Yeah.
And you feel the difference. The players say it too. The court, like it makes things feel different. Like, maybe not the actual surface, like the literal surface of the court and the hardwood.
Funny.
Yeah.
But it just has a different feel to it. And I think that's something that's notable. And the fact that I feel like the guys want to play. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Mike Brown, who he's been showing the guys what the 500,000 can get you. And when they played Oklahoma City, he showed them what it can get you in Oklahoma City, in the Bay Area.
Oh, that's great.
Showed you in Bay Area, which probably wasn't much, but probably wasn't much.
Month's rent,
parking,
a 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Probably a 1997 like Honda
right.
or something. Yeah. But I think the guys have bought in and they want to go to Vegas. I mean, Domantas Sabonis said it himself, like last game that last play-in game, that he was keeping an eye on the point differential. Like it was in his brain. He knew it was there. Some guys are saying like, we want to win the game, whatever. But Sabonis is like, I'm trying to get it to 12.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get 11. So
kind of weird that one of our Euro players is into it. Because I do honestly think that the international players probably are a lot easier to seam into this whole concept than maybe some others.
Yeah, probably. I mean, in guys that are, involved in watching, EuroLeague and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think as far as through where it is right now, I think it's been a success for the NBA. The viewership is there. I think that tonight's games are Indiana and Boston. Indiana's been playing incredible basketball. Kings have been doing well, obviously. The Pelicans have a fully healthy roster outside of, I think, Larry Nance Jr. is out tonight, but they get McCollum back. I think that everything's there for them. And then, of course, we have tomorrow, Lakers, Suns. That's a big game. But and tomorrow, I think it's Milwaukee and the
Knicks.
And Knicks, yeah. I mean, the viewership is going to be there. So I think it's been a success for the NBA. I'm not sure how you guys have felt about it so far. Or, I mean, people at home have their own opinions, but I think from an entertainment standpoint, and now we're at the single elimination portion of it. Who doesn't love single elimination basketball?
Well, and this is the part I thought was when it was set up, the biggest draw was the knockout stage, because I think everybody gets the premise, hey, you win, you move on, you lose, you're out. Whereas maybe some were trying to understand, wait, what's this pool and the groups and the point differential? This is a game 7. This is an NCAA tournament. I mean, I think tonight is what the best part of the tournament is. You win, you go to Vegas, you lose, you play later this week for another regular season game. So I think tonight we've never had anything quite like this. This is cool.
It's like, I don't want to say it's going to be a playoff game, but I think in a sense, like it's going to feel different. Yeah. I think we're going to see guys really trying, it's not going to feel as, not that regular season's lax by any means, but we're going to see a little extra gear like we saw in the postseason. I think like this, there's something on the line here, and there's something on the line every night, but there's more. So the money, sure. But I mean, the competitive aspect, like you want to go win that cup. Like you're playing for something now. You're playing for what's the NBA Cup? Is that what it's called?
Plus, you haven't beat this team.
You haven't beaten them, and that's another thing too. Like the Kings played the Pelicans 2 more times at home. Now there's a third game, so like you play your cards right. Being down 0-2, you can turn things around and actually take the season series, which in a tight Western Conference is important. Which is the same thing with the Warriors game. Like that was great that the Kings came back and beat them in the NBA in-season tournament, but the Kings needed to beat the Golden State Warriors because they had lost the first 2 matchups. So a lot of things on the line as far as that goes too, but I'm just really excited to watch some single elimination basketball as well on the line.
The Pelicans, as we talked to Frankie Cardicelli at SactownSports.com, the Pelicans are coming off a 6-point loss to the Bulls. I mean, I just wanted that to sink in. They just lost to the Bulls. They do have CJ McCollum back, which they didn't have for the first 2 games versus Sacramento. That all happens tonight. By the way, can anybody help me out here too? Somebody asked me this question. I didn't know the answer, so I'll ask on behalf of some of the audience. How is it determined who loses a home game if we make the championship? Like throughout this process, isn't somebody losing a home game? Is that how it works?
Potentially. Well, the next game, you mean? Because
not the championship. Sorry, that's the extra one.
Yeah.
Do we know how that works?
I think it's by seeding.
Is it by seeding?
I think it's by seeding. Yeah.
So is it though? I thought that the Kings would have to go to Phoenix.
No, that's if they lose.
If they lose, they're going to Phoenix.
He's talking about winning though, right?
Yeah. If we win tonight, then does that mean are we rooting for either the Lakers or Suns? Would both of them? We'd still get the home game, or does one of them? Does it change?
If the as far as at the neutral location, who's the home team?
No, as far as won't one of us lose because that's a regular season
kind
game?
of lost.
Is it already lost?
That's a question I was wondering as well, and I don't know if there's a clear
answer.
Yeah,
because technically tonight they got it. This is going to be, if you're looking at the 41st home game. Everybody had 40 and 40. So since they're playing tonight at home, they get a 41st home
41st.
Game. So like season ticket holders were told this, so you get another. There's one more game.
Okay, so this is the extra game, and
if they lose, they're on the road regardless on Friday.
There's 41 and 41.
Yeah, and if they win, there's another game. But they could be the home team in Vegas, but it's not a home game.
If the Suns beat the Lakers and the Kings beat the Pelicans, the Kings are the home team.
They'll be deemed the home team, but in Vegas,
in Las Vegas. Yeah. So they get to bat at the end of the inning.
Yes. Yeah.
If the Kings win the next 3 games and they win a champion and they win the NBA Cup, does this count as a championship?
No. I think we had this conversation with Chris and Alan that would there be rings? Would there be a banner? I think a banner is I mean, they have division championship banners. I think if the NBA is trying to make this,
they make a big celebration in Vegas.
Are they you think that they would have like a big celebration?
We talked about this.
I think they'll have confetti and a podium and all that. I think they will. If they're trying to make it a big deal.
If they don't have either, we settled on, I think, a big netting hammock. You have to have the cash present at the championship.
Like in dodgeball,
dude,
they roll it out
at
at the
the
end of dodgeball.
World Series of Poker in Vegas, where they put it all on poker table for the final table. Like, you've got to have somebody roll out, and I was saying roll it out on a cart, but then what do you do during the game? I'm saying
it's
during
like in the corner, the winner's playing for that,
but
spotlight.
And then during the medal ceremony or whatever it is, you lower down the hammock full of cash, and everybody goes and grabs 500 grand, and then it's the best ever post-game photo because everybody's got cigars and they're holding 250 G's in each hand.
That'd be great. I mean, that or Adam Silver's just going to walk every player and Venmo them $500K.
For as wild as the Kings go for the Defensive Player of the Game award, they win the cup.
It's on. And by the way, I don't hate the idea. What a great sponsorship for Venmo. Like, Adam just rolls in and like he's literally Venmoing each guy 500 grand as he comes up.
What's your number?
What's your account? It's at De'Aaron Fox 5.
Scan my code.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay.
We have to be friends first.
It's not a title. It's not a champion.
I think that there's a conversation about a banner. I mean, not like it's proud of it. It's just like they hang banners for division championships. So I think if the NBA is trying to make an NBA Cup a thing and you win it, because I think winning the first one's important to these guys. De'Aaron Fox has said that you can be the first one to win it. I mean, he knows from winning the Clutch Player of the Year. And I think that's something that everyone's going to be, all four teams are going to be trying a little harder because they want to be the first one. Maybe down the line, they name it the Sacramento Kings Cup.
Oh, I could see that.
I like
you
that,
never
Frankie.
know.
Well, and the other part too is the odd thing is like this week could be really big, could be 3 potential games all playing for a cup. And then you're like right back in the regular season next week, which this is technically the regular season with little stopover here.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting not drop off, but to see how the players adjust to a week from now when everything's over. But right now, I think I'm just gonna enjoy it, and we got to figure out what we're doing. I mean, a lot of people, like we were talking about, our fans gonna try to be scrambling down to Las Vegas if the Kings win. I know that a lot of the media have to figure that stuff out, but
would you tweak anything, by the way, with the cup now that it's happened one time? What would you change for it
for the cup?
Mm-hmm.
As far as the whole tournament goes, I think having it later in the season would be a start. I think that there's like Tyrese Halliburton has talked a lot about how a playoff spot I think would be an ideal prize. I don't know if you can really do that in the first week of December. But I do think having maybe a little later in the season would make things interesting.
Yeah. I've seen a couple things suggested. One I like, not necessarily about what else you're playing for, but like if point differential bothered some people, what about you kind of get points for winning the quarter?
Like how many points?
Like a point. So like at the end, like the tiebreaker, if the Kings win, it's still about winning the game. But at the end, that's still kind of the integrity of the game as opposed to like game with the Warriors was really unique. There was a situation where I'm thinking, wow, the way this is going, the Warriors probably need to force overtime and somehow try to win by 12 in 5 minutes because they're not going to win by 12 in the last minute. And that's just weird.
Well, then it should be regulation.
Well, what if let's go soccer style. What if you just got ascending points? So you get 1 point for winning the first quarter. You add 2 for winning the second, 3 for being ahead at the end of 3.
Now you still get the win.
You get 4. You see total points. You don't even do win-loss record.
Well, because they're trying to make it still like the regular season. Or I also heard another suggestion of like the pool they were in, they play the Warriors here, but what if they did the whole pool twice? So like this is the first month of it, and then maybe you'd play the second month in January, and then that's when
because that's what they do in soccer, right? Yeah. They split it up over an extended period of time.
And it's home and away.
Yeah, home and away. Yeah. So I think that would have been more beneficial, and you stretch this out a little bit.
I think what we're saying is, obviously it's the first version of the product. I think 5 years from now, it's going to look a lot different, and we'll look back and say, wow, they used to have it in the first.
I think they want the games to matter, but they don't want to have that many games that matter, if that makes sense.
Really?
They don't want to have, because it's only 4 games. They don't want 8 games of a tournament that matter that they're messing with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you. And I think there's some sort of a, they don't want to give up Christmas Day, although Christmas Day final would be kind of cool.
How fun these games have been. I think Christmas Day wouldn't be. It would be the worst idea to have an in-season tournament on Christmas.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it'd be, the viewership might go up. You never know.
Well, also, look, follow the money and all these things always. I don't know if tickets were more for the in-season cup games at home.
I don't think so. Tonight, I'm seeing like Rise Check to see the availability, and it's like limited, but I think there's 78 for lower level right now and 29 for upper level. So they might have even slashed for tonight.
What about either taking the place of or augmenting the All-Star weekend with the final?
Like adding I mean, sure. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I think, again, everything's on the table. I think Adam Silver would even say that too. Like, everything's on the table as far as what this final product will look like.
I don't think the players would like that.
No.
They want time
They
off.
want chill.
But the NBA All-Star Game has been horrible. So I think finding anything to kind of supplement that would be ideal, in my opinion. But that's like that as a break for a lot of these players.
Maybe the semis take place at All-Star Saturday instead of the but then you got players that are playing.
And I think the players would look at that as a break. Even the players participating in the game. That's why it's like a layup line. But they look at that as some downtime. So
Frankie is all over it on social media. Also, SactownSports.com for all your Sacramento Kings news. And all have fun at the game tonight. I expect you chanting loudly from the media box.
Yes.
Domantas Sabonis.
We'll get everybody screaming it for you.
There you go. We'll take a break when we come back. 4 down territory is going on. By the way, is it hot in here, Frankie, at all?
I think it feels nice and warm in here. The studio where Verlot is actually freezing.
But not hot.
No, I'm not hot.
Okay, because I was going to say, it feels like those Nashville hot fire chicken sandwiches you get at Fire Wings. Don't forget, Wings Day Wednesday coming up in less than 48 hours. But right now, you can get anything you want. You can get he's not the chicken guy. He's the pizza guy. There's sandwiches you can do. Bread and Malaysian curry. That's always my go-to. I keep saying it over and over and over again because I tell you what to do when it comes to things, and I try to not mislead you. And that's just, quite frankly, the best chicken wing I've ever had in my life. Bone-in, of course, but they have boneless for you chicken nugget lovers with all of the same flavor, soaked in buttermilk all night long. Why? Not just for skin and complexion, but also juicy, tender, and just wonderful flavor that bites you right in the ear, whatever that means. Go to Fire. I don't know what that means. I'm making it up as I go. Go to firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings. Hey, just wing it. Some questions for you. Who had the best and worst week in the NFL? Team and player? Well, let's answer those in 4 down territory next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush. Makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top-quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday. We're looking at a foggy start to the day. Be prepared for some drops in visibility around the Central Valley through about midday. In the afternoon, sunny skies, temps in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Did you know one of the worst things you can do is turn on your furnace after it's been sitting there all summer, gathering dust, without giving it a thorough tune-up first?
Think about it. What if your car had been sitting in the garage for 6 months without ever running?
Any piece of machinery that's been sitting needs to be tuned up. So call Bell Brothers. We'll tune up your furnace for just $87 and guarantee the results.
We guarantee that your tuned-up furnace will save you $87 on your energy bills. And we guarantee that your tuned-up furnace won't break down during the season, or we'll immediately refund your money. No questions asked.
Don't delay. Small problems that are easy and inexpensive to fix can quickly turn into big, expensive problems.
Call Bell Brothers right now to schedule your furnace tune-up at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Chris, why don't you hit me with a little feel-good breaking news theme, if you would?
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new National Football League MVP favorite. Brock Purdy has moved to the #1 spot according to a number of betting bookie places thingies.
Where's CMC?
Are you mad if Brock Purdy, Are you mad if Brock Purdy wins it but Christian McCaffrey doesn't?
Yes.
I don't think McCaffrey can.
Why?
I think he's
Who
the
wrote
one.
these rules?
I think he's the college football playoff.
Okay.
I think he's actually out of Hurts, Prescott, Tyreek Hill, Brock Purdy, and Christian McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey's the least likely.
Why?
Because I think if a Niner wins it, it's going to be Purdy, and I think if a position player wins it because of that split, it's going to be Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying that in any way to denigrate his contributions or to even make a case against him for MVP. I'm saying I think he's getting hurt by two things. Three. Number one, he's a position player. Number two, he's a position player, and so is Tyreek Hill, and that's a hell of an argument right there. And then number three, he's got an MVP candidate on his team. I think those three things hurt him. He has more things daggering him than the other guys do. Bonneville International, Jason Ross, Sactown Sports in the back.
Thanks for identifying me. Yes, I hear your argument, sir, and I would like to throw in this counter. Why would Tua Tagovailoa not be in the running and also, therefore, not hurt the resume of Tyreek Hill,
it's a fair
who
point.
he throws the ball to
No, it's a fair
clearly.
point. It's a very fair point, and that's the one name we've been forgetting all morning is Tua Tagovailoa. And I don't think Tua is probably top. I got to look. I don't think he's top 4 or 5 right now. Maybe you could argue he should be.
Doesn't he throw the ball to that guy?
He does throw the ball to Tyreek Hill. He does throw the ball to Tyreek Hill. Hey, Brock Purdy hands off the ball to Christian McCaffrey.
But he kind of does that a little bit more by him, not by himself,
and
without assistance to the QB.
And ultimately, I don't think Tua nor Christian nor Tyreek are going to win the whole thing. I really do think this is mostly in some order, depending on the week or 2 weeks, it's a Purdy Hurts, Lamar Jackson, and then kind of Dak Prescott race. By the way, I'm in no way saying that's right. And it goes back to what you and I've talked about so many times. I know that there's like offensive player of the year. And I mean, there needs to be like I don't know, man. There either needs to be like a quarterback of the year, prestigious, like the Joe Montana trophy, and then open up the MVP voting, or there needs to be like a more prestigious position player award. But you're 100% right. It sucks that Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey and guys like that, they almost can't win it because it's got to be a quarterback thing. And I agree with you. That's a
sham.
I had something else for you too, but I can't remember it. So let's get to 4 down territory right now, if you will. Chris Relod behind the glass with 4 downs to work with. It is. Oh, by the way, Florida State opening a 14-point underdog to the University of Georgia. And again, you got to play the games, but I would also submit I don't think Alabama, Texas, Michigan, or Washington would be 14-point underdogs to Georgia. Though I do think it's a fun thought exercise. I wish we do really need a Vegas go-to guy. We used to have RJ Bell, but these are the times where I'd love to call one of them during the break and say, give me hypothetical odds for Georgia against all top 4. Jason, if I were to tell you the over-under of the top 4, I'll give you the over-under of teams that Georgia would be favored against. I'll say 3.5. Are you taking the over or under?
I think they're favored against everybody.
I think you might be right. Maybe Michigan. And I don't know that that's the right call. I'm just saying maybe Michigan. Maybe Michigan's a pick.
Yeah.
All right. Christopher Lod. First down.
Is it first down or 8th down?
Good point right there.
Which team had the best week in the NFL?
49ers. Yeah. They did. Rich get richer, whatever you want to call it. But they did. They went into Philadelphia. That was the in-season Super Bowl, if you will. And they absolutely knocked them around. Now, special nod to the Houston Texans, who beat the Denver Broncos. But
the Packers
and the Packers beating the Chiefs.
That's a really good win Sunday night, national audience.
They're 6-6.
Yeah, kind of back in life. You gave some stats to Jordan Love. Like they've got to be feeling much better right now in Green Bay.
Oh, I think so. I absolutely do. They've won. They've got a nice little streak going. They're still alive in the playoffs. But
it's the Niners, right? Best game of the day, best performance by anybody.
Not to be condescending, but those other games. That's a kid's game.
Yeah,
we're at the main.
It's cute.
We're the one with the. Yeah, it was cute. They're in the second row of life,
right?
But the Niners are in the front row of life. And when you look at their big test this year, I'm still going to count opening against Pittsburgh. I know that win doesn't look as good, but they go 30-7 opening day, 42-10 over the juggernaut Cowboys at the time, 34-3 on the road in Jacksonville, and then 42-19 on the road in Philly. Don't forget 31-13. Now, I'm not forgetting the Browns, Vikings, and Bengals losses. But they were beat up. No excuse. They lost the games. But when you see a full-strength 49er team, it ain't close, man.
Right.
So far, at least.
Yep.
Second down.
Which team had the worst week in the NFL?
So I think you sit here and go, oh well, it's got to be the Eagles. Then I disagree. Look. Here's my defense of the Eagles. They're in the gauntlet right now, and they're 4-1 in that gauntlet. They still have the Cowboys as well. They're playing 3 games in 2 weeks against tough opponents. The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Niners, all in under 14 days, and they went 2-1 in that situation. That's crazy. I'm going to go with the Browns, and this might be the unraveling. 36-19. in LA. Don't look now, but the Rams are 6-6. The Browns fall to 7-5. I think they had the worst loss of the week when it comes to good teams. There's one other in there I won't mention because I don't want to do that. I steal all your stuff, but I think there's one other candidate.
I had a couple in mind, but the one that kind of still hits me is based on the results of the entirety of the weekend. I'm going to go back to Thursday in Seattle. I mean, it was a great game, had their chances to win. It's not a damaging loss to lose to the Cowboys, right? But based on the Niners winning again, based on the Rams winning, the Rams have now caught them at 6-6. And Seattle was kind of like, well, they're probably not going to win the West, but they're going to be in the playoffs. It's getting a little bit tighter for them. I think it would have been Philly, Dave. Not only had they lost the way they did, but remember there was a moment where, it hurts. Like, hurt.
Yeah.
And he left the game, but he came back in. Like, there was some concern, like, now did you lose the game and lose your quarterback? But he came back in, so I wouldn't put him there. But, yeah, maybe Seattle for me.
I think that's a great pick considering all the fallout. Honorable mention goes to the Chiefs. I didn't pick the Chiefs because, honestly, they had the Broncos beating the Texans. Broncos be a game out.
Unbelievable.
In the AFC West.
That's a good finish.
That's not what happened. Never mind. But that is absolutely a tough loss for the Chiefs. Third down, please.
Which individual had the best week in the NFL?
Well, I'm just going to read some random stats for you here, and I think we can all guess who I'm talking about. Let's see. 4 catches, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 carries, 22 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jason, who am I talking about? Debo Samuel. He talked all the talk in the offseason, and he went in and had arguably the game of his life. And I think when you factor in the importance, it was the game of his life. Debo Samuel, I think he had a better week than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the answer. But if he's saying what he said, we played the clip earlier. Look, we didn't have a quarterback. We have Brock.
Yeah.
Well, Brock played. Brock was really good after the very beginning of the game. 6 straight scoring drives. So, I mean, his stat line, and if he's playing against the other MVP frontrunner, now he's a frontrunner at this award. Pretty good week for Brock Purdy.
Big sock Brock.
Yeah.
4th down.
Which individual had the worst week in the NFL?
I mean, there's a couple of nominees here for sure, but I'm going to go with Derek Carr. It's been a tough year for him. He gets hurt again. He throws a pick. His team loses. Now, lost to a good Lions team. I understand that. But still, also honorable mention just because it's not just the player, but it's the team as well with probably, I guess you could look at maybe the worst loss just in a vacuum. Mitch Trubisky, who got hurt, had been I'm sorry, it was Pickett that got hurt. Excuse me.
Pickett got hurt, yes.
Yeah. Not Trubisky. I was looking at the top. And for the Cardinals to go into Pittsburgh and beat them 24-10. Kyler Murray, they're a lot better with Kyler Murray. Don't get me wrong. Don't forget, Hollywood Brown got hurt in this game, had no catches, no yards. But Trey McBride and friends stepped up for the Cardinals. Kenny Pickett had a rough game.
Pittsburgh probably should have been my team too to have that. Losing who they did to at home, all those delays. Patriot fans?
Oh, God.
So could you imagine, look, hey, I'm going to an NFL game, though. Like, look, my team's not very good this year. I'm a Patriot fan. I'm going that we've had an incredible run. Maybe you're starting to question, if you haven't already, your coach. But you're like, all right, it's a Sunday. I'm going to watch the best athletes in the world. You saw 2 field goals made by the Chargers in the second quarter. That's it.
Mean.
That's it. 6-0.
6-0.
Patriots.
Maybe
could have, and you would have gone, man, I wish I would have gone to that Falcons-Jets game. That was 13-8.
I know that hindsight is always 20/20, but can I just point out here real quick that in retrospect, the over/under on this game being 38.5. Honestly, the Patriots defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're a pretty good defense.
And even look, the Chargers won, and they'll go home fine, but Charger fans even watching that game, you're like, well, we're going to find a way to lose. I know how we do it. And they didn't, but you're like 6-0.
And I think the temperature was in the high 30s.
That's it.
That's all you have. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot and who's not. And Jason was gone.
Yeah. Did you keep copious notes? You said you did.
I am like our guy earlier with the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. I have copious notes on the whole thing. We'll get to those. Now, can I read my writing? We'll get to that next.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, not going to.
Ayuk is on fire! Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking, you know.
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Grove Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass-market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy, one car at a time, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
The San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, they are.
Just to show you how hot they were, they went 3 and out in their first 2 drives. They followed that up with an 85-yard drive for a touchdown, a 90-yard drive for a touchdown, 75-yard for a touchdown, 77 yards for a touchdown, 75 yards for a touchdown, 45 yards for a touchdown, and then knelt on their final drive to win 42-19.
That's hot.
That's, by the way, can I just say they put 42 points up in Philadelphia in 3 quarters?
Yes.
They outscored them 42 to, 13 over 3 quarters. That is domination.
If they basically could have knelt in the first quarter.
Seriously.
I think is what they kind of did. Like, okay, we'll give you a little head start.
We'll give you 6. We'll spot you 6, Eagles. Who is not?
Talking about it earlier, the New England Patriots. They lost 6-0 yesterday to the Chargers at home. Were their 5th. That can't be right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is their 5th loss in a row.
It is right.
That is
right.
They're 2-10, and they have averaged less than 5 points a game in their last 3 games.
That's not good. This just in. That's not good.
I don't like that call.
We got to get to pick 6 here. And Jason, how many do you usually do for pick 6? Is it 3?
6.
Oh, it is 6. You do 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I was for a second.
That's why it's called.
That's why it's called. You guys shut up. I was testing.
That's why we're picking 6 things.
When I was at the game Saturday, again, it was my first game of the year. It'd been a while. I think it's going into the fourth quarter. You have Scott Fresh and everybody doing Enter Sandman and all that. And I was thinking to myself, I want them to do this someday where they're just, this is what they need to do. This is a band doing this. So, but you got this going. Everyone's getting hyped. Yeah, all I have is good ideas. Come on. The crowd would go wild.
Air horn version by Bill Bailey.
That's it. And then just cut it like that.
Intense. Palpable.
Absolutely intense. All right. Well, I asked 6 questions because it's pick 6, Jason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And,
hey, when we do 3 in the key later, how many do you want to do?
You know what? Let's mix it up and go with 3.
Okay.
Jason, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you want to, let's go. You always do this for me.
Yeah.
Since you were in South Dakota hanging out, even though you flew into Iowa.
I know. We were confused.
Iowa.
That was probably the problem.
Idiots out wandering about. Good old Iowa. Jason, who scores first for the Niners?
Gosh, who did score first? Ayuk.
Okay. See if you get that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Receiving yards for Brandon Ayuk.
Let's give him 84.
How many sacks for the Niners?
3.
Combined interceptions between Hurts and Purdy.
0.
I find that hard to believe that's going to happen. Over under 46.5.
Over.
And give me a random thing.
Niners. Oh, this is going to be okay. I'm probably going too far.
No way this is going to happen. I know. I can tell right now you're about to say something completely off the wall.
I'll just say it just because I know you'll make fun of me on Monday.
Yeah.
There'll be like a weird incident with Trey Greenlaw and like someone on the I can't picture who, like somebody random on the sideline. Like they'll really get into it, like almost to the point where like there's a fight and an ejection or something.
He's gonna like fight somebody on the Eagles, like a player?
Yeah, and somebody. Maybe there's like a staff. I don't know. Let's say Eagles sideline. I don't want to go too far with it, but and it's like a point punch, tickle your nose type of thing. Like, oh, who got your nose?
Specific.
Who got your nose?
Who got your nose? Who got your nose? Okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
Let's
just
see
throw
if
that one away.
Jason's off-the-wall weird prediction comes true. Pick 6 brought to you by nobody. Chris and I did this on Friday. Who scores first for the 49ers? We both picked Jake Moody.
Oh.
Yeah. And Jason, you picked Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk scored first. Congratulations, Jason Ross.
One for me.
Receiving yards for Brandon Ayuk. I said 58. Chris said 86. Jason, you said 84. Brandon Ayuk had 46 receiving yards. Hey, that's me.
That's all he had?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Huh.
Now you're making me worried. Let me check.
No, I mean, it felt like he had
No,
bigger.
yeah, 5 catches, 46. So it's 1 point for you, 1 point for me. Chris participated so far. How many sacks for the Niners? I said 3. Chris said 2.5. Jason, you said 3. The correct answer was 3. Yeah. Wow. 2 points for you, 2 points for me. Chris was there.
You're pointing at me like Spider-Man.
Don't. Ow, you just hit me in the nose. Uh-oh. You're ejected. Combined interceptions. I said 2. Chris said 1. Jason, you said 0. Combined interceptions, 0. That's 3 for you, 2 for me. Chris went and saw some trophies over the weekend.
Yes,
I did. Cool. He got a picture and everything.
It's 2 for me.
Okay, so over under 46.5. I said over. Chris said under. Jason, you said over. There was a combined score of 61 points.
That's over.
That's a point for both of us. 4 for you, 3 for me. Chris's friend, you went fishing and someone threw a beer. Final question, random. I said a Kyle Juszczyk touchdown. Chris, I have written down here what looks in my own writing like Tosh prank. I'm guessing that's Tush push.
There was a fabulous Tosh prank that game.
What did you say about the Tush push?
I said that they would stop a Tush push.
They'd stop a Tush push.
They technically
did.
one.
I think they did. They did not get a first down.
From the goal line, they tried to do it, and then they scored on the second one.
Yeah. So they didn't say they.
I would say it stopped.
I would say it stopped. Jason, you said, hold on, let me check my notes.
Yeah.
A player on the Niners would be involved in some weird skirmish on the sideline with a player or non-player, maybe somebody, and there'd be ejections. Jason, you were right.
Yeah.
Call of the year.
Woo.
So you each get a point. That's, I think, 5 for you. Either 3 or 4 for me. And
Chris got a
point. Yeah. And a baby.
Good work.
Feels good, baby. Oh, that's fun.
That was such a weird scenario, though, by the way, that whole thing with Dom.
Okay, nobody else is going to get this. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they all look alike. I love how it's just.
What do you mean by that, Dave?
Everyone stops what they're doing. Did you at any point, Jason, just be honest, because it was probably just me in my stupid mind, when you were looking at Dom DiVincenzo or whoever he was, the security guy for the Phillies, did he remind you at all of Joe Nolan, the former Kings security guy?
You know what? I did not.
I did not.
That,
okay.
But now that you say it, I'm like,
right.
I see what you
like. If the dude had a mustache and goatee, they're built like almost exactly the same. Yeah. Mr. Nolan, who once stopped me from
walking across the court.
No, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, and it was a timeout. You know the story. I walked through the Kings huddle during
the Wait, when was it? I need details.
I think it was post Adelman.
Oh, then it was okay.
I don't even know who the coach was.
So
I started walking from the baseline, and I had to go to the scorer's table. This is back when I actually worked. And I was checking something on my phone, and I think when I looked down, like the huddle moved back or to my left, back and to my left. And I was still looking, and next
you had to get that tweet in.
I looked to my left, and like there's Brad Miller. And like 2 other Kings, I forget who, and I stopped and I looked, and I just kind of froze, which was the wrong thing to do. The right thing to do would have been just get out of there, get out. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Look, get out of there, and hopefully nobody saw me.
I think you walked through and go run 1-4 flat.
No, it wasn't Paul Westphal. God bless his soul. I'm in the middle of that. And I freeze, like I don't know what to do. And next thing you know, this absolute paw is on my shoulder, gently yet firmly, and kind of guides me back to the baseline and then into the tunnel. And oh my goodness gracious,
beats you up.
But
you also sent that tweet out. Like, hey guys, anybody in the arena, check this out.
It was actually a selfie of Joe Nolan.
Look what I'm about to
do. To his credit, he did not beat me up. I maybe kind of wish he did, because he was like, I have every right to eject you from the game and pull your media pass. There was no music involved. I'm not, because I know it was an accident, but don't ever, like, he was very firm and he should have been. Yeah. What an idiot.
Well, it's been long enough now. It's a different arena. You can do it again now. He's not in security.
Well, I will say
Doug might take you out.
Yeah, Doug would. I will say I might have had a minor faux pas on Saturday. I shouldn't say this out loud. Nobody's listening. No. So it's post game. Everyone's cleared the floor pretty much. It's like 45 minutes after post game. Almost nobody's on the floor, right? And so I'm not going to say who, because I don't want to get them in trouble, but somebody with the Kings had their family there, and they wanted me to take photos of them, right? Like on center court. That's totally normal. No problem. So everyone's going out there, and I get this like really good idea. I'm like, oh, and one of the kids, one of the little boys was there in the center. And so I go and I grab a basketball and I hand it to the little boy. I'm like, all right, here you go. Hold the ball. Like, it's a Kings team photo and all that. And I start walking back to take pictures. And this person that I knew makes a beeline and like Debo Samuel's the ball back to the scorer's table. I'm like, and he turns to me, he goes, dude, you can't touch those. I go, why? He goes, those are the game balls. You can't touch them. Like, they're numbered. Like, you can't. That's a huge no-no because the whole, like, I guess COVID and all that. I don't know why.
It's probably because, hey, here's 100 cards with the basketball that was used in the Kings game.
Right. Well, now you have a Carmichael Dave game used.
One of one
ever. I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't. It's not like I was like, rubbing my face on it or anything.
Then you grabbed a pen and changed the number. You're like, what's the problem?
What's the issue? We'll take a break. Just don't let me anywhere near the floor. Pull my credentials when we come back. Jason, Niners at 9, struggling for content here.
Domination.
I think we should talk about the game versus the Eagles.
I'm up for that.
And you know what? Where do the Niners go from here? What didn't work yesterday? What worried you? I kind of want to try to go contrarian here and just what didn't work and what are you worried about from here on out? It is Sactown Sports, your home of the Niners. We're right back.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N. We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Western Health Advantage, Huff Home Services, and the California National Guard. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. One-stop Honda shop.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. It's easy. Have a valid ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Family-owned Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to take advantage of a special certified pre-owned Mercedes finance rate of 3.39% APR for up to 36 months on select 2020, 2021, and 2022 models. This makes buying a pre-owned Mercedes-Benz a great way to turn a humdrum holiday season into a ho-ho-ho, look what Santa got me holiday season. Your best holiday gift ever awaits you at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, mbofstockton.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. Hey, get busy. Get busy doing what? Oh, making sound effects, Jason Ross. Good ones, too, by the way. It's Niners at 9. I got a couple general notes for you, though. We'll end with a Niners thingy. Points added. This is from my friend Andy Bailey, a great follow on Twitter for basketball fans. Points added over the average on 2-point attempts from 3 or more feet out this year. Number 10, Luka Doncic. Number 9, De'Aaron Fox. Number 8, Ivica Zubac. Number 7, Domantas Sabonis. It's pretty good. But, not. It's whatever.
Okay.
Bottom 10 in points added over the average on 3-point attempts so far this season. Dead last, Pascal Siakam. Julius Randle, Jordan Poole, Nikola Vucevic, Victor Wembanyama, Alsar Thompson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Dyson Daniels, Zach Collins. The 10th worst player in the NBA right now in points added over the average on 3-point attempts so far this year. Keegan Murray. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's going to turn around.
I would think so.
I think that's going to turn around indeed.
Maybe tonight.
Maybe tonight against the hated New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah. Finally, here's a football note specifically on the Niners. Congratulations to Christian McCaffrey, who ran for 93 yards yesterday. He now has 1,032 on the season. This breaks the longest streak in the NFL for any team in having a 1,000-yard or more rusher.
Wouldn't have thought that.
Would not have thought that. He becomes the first 1,000-yard rusher since
Frank Gore
9 years ago. Franklin Delano Gore.
Cardicelli. Oh.
Yeah, no, a different guy. Who, by the way, was there in Philly yesterday celebrating.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there. They showed him going into the locker room, pumped up. I think he's an advisor, an ambassador, or somebody.
Okay. As he should be.
As he should be. Can you believe Kyle Madsen doesn't think he's a Hall of Famer? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a 42-9 blowout. The 49ers outscored the Philadelphia Eagles 42-13 in the final 3 quarters. Once upon a time, the Eagles had busted 120 yards total, and the 49ers were at -2. That ended up being 310 for the Niners and 287 for the Eagles. The Eagles still ran 12 more plays. The Eagles had 21 first downs, 23 to the Niners, 24. It's pretty even there. No interceptions there. Jalen Hurts was sacked 3 times. One of them I feel like was a slip.
Yeah.
But, you still get the sack. Our very own Eric Armstead got one of those. Rushing was where it was at, too. 146 yards rushing to just 46 for the Eagles. And the Eagles had about 3 more minutes of possession, 31.5 to 28.5. So, Jason, we're obviously going to talk about the good things.
Yeah.
Anything worry you in this game? Anything bother you?
I wouldn't say worry because the end result was so good. I think the way it started was a little bit of a concern as far as it's weird. You're 2 plays into the game, like, oh man, this is going to be so great. Niners get 2 stops, and then third down, just kind of a simple little shallow cross over the middle. Wait, what? Brown goes for 30, almost 40 yards. You're like, oh man. And then it just felt like a couple of critical third downs early. Philly kept converting. Now, at the end of those drives, the Niners held them to field goals. So it's really hard to find something to pick on, to pick apart. I thought, they played pretty clean. No turnovers. 6 drives in a row to score. I think my favorite part of what they did, and Kyle Shanahan's brilliant at this, and I forget he has a term for it, but the bridge score where you score right before the half and then they got the ball first and scored again. I mean,
yes.
Basically, the Eagles had a possession in between, but there was 30 seconds left in the half. Like, they did nothing with it. But you have the ball twice and score twice, and they don't really touch the ball. You don't get those opportunities, but maybe one chance like this, and they did it. And 14-6, you're looking good at half. 21-6, you're now setting the terms of the game. Now, where it had a chance was 21-13 with the emotional play on the sideline that we referred to earlier. And then the Niners, we're just not stopping, and they just kept going.
I think there's a reason why a lot of teams like to defer for that exact situation.
So I don't know. I mean, it would be nitpicking, but maybe just the start of the game, but that's it.
Kyle Shanahan on sticking with the Eagles early on when they were struggling.
That was huge. I mean, just for us to not really feel like we were getting going with some of the mistakes that we made, and to watch them get going with some of the explosives they made and just moving the ball pretty well. But it was huge to hold up to 2 field goals. And despite all that, the third possession, we got the ball. They scored twice, but we were only down 6. And we just got one drive together and got the lead back. So it was a huge deal and a very good feeling.
Yeah. So, again, change those to touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's 14-0. Niners scored twice before that, but it's 14-14 at half.
Yeah.
And you might get the first score. It's 21-14, but they scored next. So, I mean, it's a different game because you held them to 3 points twice.
The Eagles should have gotten a touchdown one of those two. You have to get it in the end zone at least one of those times. Caught up with Kyle Shanahan after the press conference. Yeah, it was a long flight last night. That's why I'm a little sleepy. I wanted to ask him about the Dre Greenlaw scuffle because that's something that was on everyone's mind.
Oh, yeah. That's why I tried my hardest not to lose my mind. Hopefully I didn't embarrass myself too bad. But yeah, once I didn't get to see it all from where I'm at, but when I start hearing people explain it to me and stuff, and I just can't believe someone not involved in a football game can taunt our players like that and put their hands in our guy's face. And from what I was told, Dre did it back to him, and I was told that he kind of mashed him in the face a little bit, so he got ejected. But it was a very frustrating play. I got to watch it to have a true opinion on it, but I loved how we rallied after it.
I think it was funny. I think it was Tom Rinaldi reporting on the side. He's like, well, it's a 1-for-1. I'm like,
no, it's not.
That's just a player playing in the game. Yeah, you're missing a security person.
Yeah. Oh, you're missing Paul Blart. And
it's not 1-for-1.
Here's my question. What, you have 55 guys, all 6'7", 400 pounds in battle gear. What's your security guy doing?
It's Dom, Dave.
Yeah, it's Dom. And I love that. And by the way,
why do we know that? Why do we know his name?
We know, I'll tell you exactly why. We know it because, and somebody I've normally enjoyed, Greg Olson can shampoo my feet. It was so, dude, it was so, I don't know why he was just so annoying. Greg, I don't care that Dom hooked you up with like great places to eat in Philadelphia. I don't, bro. He just didn't. By the way, why is he on the sideline right there? Like, just put a headset on him. We just lost Dre flipping Greenlaw to the security guy. Because of the places you need security, that's the right place to be. And if he is security, why isn't he like, okay, fine. Maybe the players are watching the game, and maybe security guy, maybe a crazed fan's drunk and jumps over and wants to hug or do something worse to one of the players. Why aren't you facing the fans? Why are you out? He's like an assistant coach. He's like, he might as well have had a headset. What are you even doing there? You're there to protect the players from the Niners? Then strap on a helmet, Dom.
Yeah.
So stupid. Anyways, Brock Purdy went into this thing and just, again, that first 3rd and 7 throw in the first quarter was definitely yippee. But he brought it back together. You could tell his mindset was good.
It was sort of in my mind. Yeah, man, I got hurt here. You know, that was this year, late in January. But was it going to be the revenge game or anything like that? No. For me, it was week 13. We're going into it's a new year, hostile environment. We needed this game. We need this game. And obviously we have some really important games coming up too. So that's where I was at with that. I didn't want to get distracted by, I got to go back and show everybody what could have happened or what could have been. Got a new team. This is 2023. And that's where my mind was at.
He was great.
He was great. He's so solid. He's so a lot of times you can just tell the way players revolve around a guy like that. That really is a huge tell. And they very much enjoy Brock Purdy's mindset. And I want to take you back, it's something that we have to remember, because not only is Brock Purdy trying to and overcoming the fact that he was the last pick in the draft, he's also got to overcome what some have said is I don't want to say crippling, but just a real bad immaturity on his part, and having to grow in front of us from somebody who is not mature and ready for the NFL, somebody who's not a professional, to somebody that's capable of beating the Eagles. And I'll let my friend Colin tell you.
There is one thing that does make me pause on San Francisco. I'm a big believer. I like my quarterbacks to be adults. I don't want them to be frat boys. So Jalen Hurts at the podium is the best podium quarterback in the league. Hat on forward, professional, almost manicured, got that CEO-like, a real grown-up. Brock Purdy. Hey, you guys want to hit some golf balls?
Wearing a backwards hat.
You got a hat on backwards. He's not a franchise quarterback. I mean, come on. If that guy came to move your couch, you'd be like, are you a professional? I don't know. I'm telling you, it really bothers me.
That's a second cousin to Mike Florio's Brock Purdy rhymes with turdy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Colin Cowherd has made millions of dollars by just saying the most asinine things and then never being held accountable, as many have in the media. But I am happy to say that Jalen Hurts has, in fact, he won the podium on Sunday. Brock Purdy won the game.
Yeah.
But give Hurts credit for winning the podium. And he talked about finding ways to win that podium.
Find ways to win. That's always the mentality. That's always the approach, and I think this is a moment where you go back and you reflect on it, you learn from it, like every win, and, you treat them all the same. When you win or when you lose, it's about what can I learn from this?
Well, I mean, again, he won the podium.
Yes.
So
that's the important part.
I know we got a break. I just want to wrap this up here. Nick Sirianni, who I thought committed borderline, and we haven't mentioned this yet. I haven't seen it on any of the shows. Not enough people are talking about this. How in God's name do you bring Jalen Hurts back after that? The game is over.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah. And wasn't the thought concussion protocol?
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol, which, by the way, I know you have medical professionals, and I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you right now, some concussion symptoms don't materialize right away either. You can't just tell by shining the little light in the eyes. Not only is this game over, but your season is far from over. And beyond that, you have a duty to protect your player. Why is Jalen Hurts still in there taking hits? Yeah. And Nick Sirianni tried to explain.
I thought he was fine when he came back in. And
oh, well, okay.
Then he's fine.
Dr. Nikola Sirianni, MD, has said, I thought he was fine when he came back in.
Was running the show and operating fine, went down, drove, and got a touchdown, and then we just stalled out on the next drive. But they were, they're in a prevent. They're playing soft or giving us the stuff underneath. So, but I thought he operated fine when he came back in, and obviously we'll see.
It was either 35 or 42-19 after Jalen Hurts scored the touchdown. Let's say at best it was 35-19. You're still down 16 points with not a ton of time left. Right. And more than that, you got to think of your guy. Sometimes the corner will throw in the towel when they know it's not their guy's night, just to live to fight another day.
Exactly.
Anyways, I thought that was absolutely stupid of Nick Sirianni, and I'm not an Eagles guy. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings and Pelicans. We've been talking all morning about Kings and Nuggets. Let's talk about the Pelicans, tonight's Cup stage, and we'll do 3 in the key. Coming up next.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of
not tools. From dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January. Because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
It's a cup date. Kings-Pelicans tonight. Hey, where can you hear it? Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
On Sactown Sports. Ya home of the Sacramento Kings, the brand name radio station covering your Sacramento Kings all year long. We appreciate all of you tuning in, and we're excited for all of you tonight. Tough matchup. Kings 0-2 versus the Pelicans. Well, they can't beat us 3 times in a row, can they?
It's tough to beat the team 3 times in the season.
Sure is. Hopefully that continues this evening. CJ McCollum was not involved in those first 2 games. He will be involved tonight. Zion Williamson. Hey, shout out, by the way, to Zion Williamson so far. Playing games.
Yeah.
Staying healthy.
He rested the game before the Kings.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? If I'm them, I'm taking good care. This is a tough team. I don't care about their record's 11-10. Throw that out the window. CJ McCollum is your point guard. Brandon Ingram he is DeMar DeRozan, the next generation, but better.
Yeah.
Just the king of the midi. Herb Jones is your 3-and-D wing guy. Herb Jones is a guy, by the way, that fits in that group of people that I think maybe not take the Kings to a championship, but that's the type of guy they need at the wing.
Yeah. And then there's that pest Alvarado.
Yeah, you got Alvarado. I like Dyson Daniels, who's young. I like his game. And then, of course, don't forget your front line of Zion Williamson and Jonas Valanciunas. I was actually talking to somebody with the Kings, too, that I was talking to them Saturday and saying, I don't know if maybe this is just my own visual bias here or whatever, but I feel like Domantas Sabonis sometimes struggles. He basically struggles with Kevon Looney and Euro centers. Like those are the ones.
What about Jokic?
Well, Jokic, he didn't struggle with Jokic. But I thought Jokic actually played him pretty decent straight up. I do not like the Sabonis Valanciunas matchup. I never have. Ivica Zubac took Domas's lunch the other night. And the answer I got was actually really interesting because honestly, I was just, me, I was throwing it out expecting to get kind of, that's 2 guys. But they said, no, a lot of these guys, they don't bite on because of the game they come up in over there and how fundamentally sound everything is. They're not trying to block every shot because they're not shot blockers, and they're not falling for a lot of his footwork, and his feints are a lot easier defended seemingly by somebody who came up in the European program than in America. And honestly, it made a little bit of sense to me.
Yeah.
And now, he's going against what I like to call his arch nemesis, other than, again, Kevon Looney's his arch nemesis. But
he's on this run, right? So it was Looney to Zubac to
Jokic,
to Valanciunas, and the irony of it all is it could be Nurkic next.
Yes.
After that, or the one that he plays, Anthony Davis, who's regarded as the best defensive big man, and he carves him up.
And he's 8-0 against him, which I promise you will be a storyline we will be hopping on again if the Kings end up playing the Lakers in this cup in the semifinals. But yeah, and how hilarious is that you would far rather him play Anthony Davis than who was it you mentioned?
Nurkic.
Nurkic, yeah. Give me Anthony Davis for Sabonis all day long.
Right.
But Zion and Jonas up front, they had no answer for Zion Williamson. If I remember, was Keegan playing? Keegan was not playing, was he? Their last game.
He played the first half of the first game.
And then was out. And that was a huge loss. I think, look, if Keegan's shot ain't falling, and he struggled a little bit Saturday, he's just trying to get back into mode. They're really going to need Keegan Murray's defense tonight.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you got to try to take some charges against Zion or something because you're not going to outmuscle him.
Yeah, I forget who did in the last game. I think Lyles tried, and I think Mitchell tried, and you're like, man, and no whistle either way, no offense or defensive call. And you're thinking, man, I took that hit and I don't get anything. That's a bold move to have to take that.
If I'm those guys, I'm strapping on a cup, and so
you're going to have an end season cup.
NCAA, yes, it's going to be the NBA Cup, right there. And I'm because they look. You're not going to stop this guy, but you at least have to get in his way.
Yeah,
you at least have to make him work. But then, you have Zion and Jonas Valanciunas bruising up down low, and then you've got CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram, two of the best mid-range shooters in the game.
Yeah, I wonder how the McCollum factor will be. I mean, obviously he's a really good player, but now that's one guy that takes some of the shot attempts away from those other guys that have hurt the Kings.
100% correct. Look, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to catch up here. When we come back, we'll lead it off. 3 in the key, and then we got what to watch for you tonight, including a trip on the line to Vegas. We'll do that. Hey, now, next.
The Sacramento Kings conquered the Thunder, the Spurs, the T-Wolves, and Warriors for an undefeated run through Group C of the in-season tournament.
Tough ball away, back shot is good. Malik Monk somehow banks it home. 7.4 seconds to go.
Now it's the knockout stage in a matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Losers out. Winners off to Las Vegas.
Join us for Kings and Pelicans, Monday at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
There are good gifts, and then there are great gifts. I just shopped at Kohl's, and let me tell you, I found some really great gifts. And all for less, like 50% off Cuddle Duds bedding, a Ninja Blast portable blender for under $60, and 30% off toys. Then I got 20% off some of my finds, and I earned Kohl's cash. Don't just take it from me. Hurry to Kohl's to get the best gifts for everyone on your list. Select styles, toys, coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. Offers end December 6th. 20% off valid through December 10th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you ask, you shall receive. The NBA has unveiled the trophies for the inaugural in-season tournament, which, of course, continues tonight with the Kings and the Pelicans. Unveiled in July, the championship trophy will be... Well, hold on a second. It says I'm just reading the press release. It just came over. The NBA today unveiled the lineup of trophies, but then it says unveiled in July. Okay, let's read on. When the league formally announced the in-season tournament, wow, the NBA in-season tournament championship trophy is trademarked. That's neat. It's designed by Tiffany and Company with a collaboration with some artist you haven't heard of, probably. It's gold.
I like gold.
Yeah, I don't know. The base is a blend of the design of the Eastern Western Conference Championship trophy bases. The underside of the trophy features the NBA in-season tournament logo. It's 35 pounds, which represents the 3 groups of 5 teams in each conference for group play in the in-season tournament.
Overthink.
1 trophy represents the 1 in-season tournament champion. A 3-tier base represents the 3 games that the champion must win in the in-season tournament knockout rounds. There's 8 prongs, which represents the 8 teams that advance to the knockout rounds. The height is 23 inches, representing the inaugural year of the in-season tournament. There's 30 net openings in the trophy's base, representing the 30 NBA teams. Dude, and you know that, like, the guy that presented this, the artist, like, he had the dopest PowerPoint presentation. He was so flipping excited.
Dope.
There's also an MVP trophy.
What is it represented by? The 800 players that are in the league or whatever?
It's 15 inches high, Jason.
Representing?
The 15 teams in each NBA conference. It's 6.5 inches wide, Jason and Chris.
Representing
the 6 groups and 5 teams in each in-season tournament group. The base is 3 inches.
Representing the 3 games it takes to win the MVP in Vegas.
Represents the 3 in-season tournament groups in each conference. And there's 2 stems representing the weed this guy must have smoked when he was designing this whole thing. Represents the 2 teams competing in the in-season tournament. Now, we have an answer. Will there be rings?
Nuh-uh.
There will be medals, Jason Ross. And Christopher Lott is incredibly happy. Each player in the in-season tournament championship team will receive a medal. They're also designed by, this guy's name is Victor Solomon. I'm a huge fan now. They look like medals. NBA in-season tournament champions are etched on the front of the medal along with the
representing the NBA in-season tournament that they're playing.
The back of the medal features a silhouette of the NBA Cup in the middle of 2 tournament brackets, representing each bracket that's in the tournament. The 4 extruding balls. Ow!
One is the sphere.
On the 4, this is a real sentence. I'm just reading the release, guys. The 4 extruding balls on the face of the medal represent the 4 teams competing in the in-season tournament semifinals. In a panel of media members will select the all-tournament team. The all-tournament team members will receive trophies, also designed by Victor Solomon, composed of a solid black crystal basketball with gold channels, which represents the channels that the game will be televised on. One of which features a bracket motif in a nod to the in-season tournament. Each trophy stands 7.5 inches in honor of
Bill Russell.
I don't know. I think Bill was taller than 7.5 inches.
I don't think so.
And weighs 20 pounds. 3 in the key.
I'm glad they're getting medals.
Those medals have a lot of air in them. Have you seen it?
Air?
Yeah, it's not like a full medal, like a solid medal.
Oh,
like,
no. Oh, I see. Yeah. It's got like, by the way, speaking of medals, quick note, over the weekend, I called Chris and actually informed him the FA Cup big tournament, in soccer. The third round draw came around, and his team, Manchester City,
the greatest team in Europe right now,
is in trouble because they drew for the third round, and they get to play at their own pitch too. Scrappy young lads from Yorkshire in Northern England, Huddersfield Town, baby. Huddersfield Town versus Manchester City. I think the opening line is something like Manchester City is favored by 7.5 goals, but screw it.
A lot of light blue in that game.
Last time, yes, that's right. Last time they played, by the way, Huddersfield Town scored first. It's a fact.
Did you know that? That's one to grow.
What was the final score?
I think it was
something to 1.
Probably, yeah, it was something to 1. I don't know. We might have won. 3 in the key, Jason Rose. That's right. Baby.
All right. So here we go, Dave. And Chris, let's go with Zion points / Keegan points. They may not guard each other, but we're going to go with those two guys.
So not combined.
Not combined. Zion first, then Keegan.
Give me 25 and 13. What?
I have 26 and 14.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
I've got 22 and 15.
Okay.
I like how
Next up, we are looking for the game's leaders in points, rebounds, and assists. So which individuals, you can give me the number. So who will be the game's high scorer in points?
That'd be De'Aaron Fox with 33.
Rebounds.
That would be Domantas Sabonis with 13.
Assists.
That would be Domantas Sabonis with 8.
Okay. I have Ingram with 27, Valanciunas with 13, and Fox with 9. Chris?
I've got Fox with 31, Domantas Sabonis with 14, and I will have Sabonis with 10.
Okay, very close to Dave's on that one. And lastly, we need a random stat from tonight's game.
I'm going to say one of the first 2 times Domantas Sabonis goes to the line, the Domantas Sabonis chant. I take yours there, too. Chris is just gesticulating wildly behind the glass. We're going to get a full-fledged Sabonis chant tonight, and I expect G-Man, you, Deuce and Mo, Slamson, Mike Bibby, who thought Kevin Herter was actually in the crowd.
Mike Brown,
Doug Christie,
Slamson,
Monty McNair,
Vlade
for sure, who will be in attendance tonight. I expect all of them to join in.
Okay. I wrote all that part
The
down.
refs.
Yeah. Oh, the refs are big time into it.
CJ McCollum.
Yeah, he's like, it's fun.
I want to chant. So if he gets fouled and he goes to the line, hoop in the harm, I want 3 full Domantas Sabonis chants representing the 3 points he would get if he completed.
It works.
The and one.
Okay. I have that Keegan Murray will light the beam.
Ooh.
Dang.
You took Chris.
Was that an audible?
We could hear him scream through the glass. Chris is just getting screwed. So you're a spades guy, right?
Yeah.
Chris is the guy that, like, he's cutting hearts or something, but then so is the guy ahead of him, and he's toast.
And he doesn't have the higher spade.
Behind him. Yeah, exactly.
We got to do some thinking now.
2 of yours were taken?
You're like, Jason and Dave will steal
I was
all
thinking,
my-
I'm like, oh, the Sabonis chant, that was going to be mine. Oh, Dave takes it. Then my backup, oh, Keegan's going to light the beam.
Wasn't there one other, though, that, because I remember you getting mad in the very beginning.
Was it
points
the
for
points for
De'Aaron?
De'Aaron. I
Yeah.
was going to say 33.
All right.
So I will say Sabonis, surprisingly, triple-double tonight to send the Kings to the in-season tournament knockout stage in Vegas.
Look at that. Triple-double, representing the amount of drinks Kings fans will have in Las Vegas.
And make
if
it a
that
double.
happens. Yeah, exactly. Tim's been holding for.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Good morning, Tim.
Morning.
Morning.
Don't want to to switch the topic to NFL, like,
But you're gonna. Hold on a second. You said you don't want to switch the topic, right?
I want to.
Oh, you want to? Oh, excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
Like Tyreek Hill, I feel like that's one of the biggest trades in sports recently. Like, think about how an impact he made in Kansas City, and then he's keeping it up, and he's still on pace to. He is on pace to, and I hope he does. You guys already know what I'm talking about.
To beat Calvin Johnson's single season yardage record.
Well, you know what? Let's get it. That would be my only Christmas wish this year.
Seriously?
That's what you want for Christmas is Tyreek Hill to break the record?
How about this, 10? Tyreek Hill breaks the record or world peace?
Or you win the lottery?
I would choose. If I did win the lottery, I would make everything happen.
Okay, but if
you got world peace,
you get
Tyreek Hill got the record.
Tyreek, I'm gonna give you two choices. I'm the ghost of Christmas future. Tyreek Hill can break Calvin Johnson's record, or we can have peace on earth. Which do you choose?
I would like to call in a friend. I'd like to phone in Meta World Peace.
You doing a bit? This is bit material. What do you think Meta World Peace would say to that when he calls him in?
Well, his name is Meta World Peace. It's not
He's
Meta
like, no.
Tyreek Hill breaks the record.
Oddly, he's going to want Tyreek Hill. Have you seen him run?
Then he better change his name. Better change his name to Meta
Cheetah.
Cheetah breaks record instead of Meta World. I think Meta would 100% choose World Peace. There's all kinds of people at war right now, all kinds of crap going on in the world, and this guy wants Tyreek Hill to break
10.
Yeah.
But if I had two Christmas wishes, one would be for all the children to gather around and hold hands.
Can we all also that was a great bit. Can we also agree too that, like, in any situation where you're granted wishes, it's just automatic. You're not allowed to wish for more wishes.
Obviously.
That's such a janky thing, people. Well, what would you do if you had one?
What if that was part of the rules? Like, you could.
Dude, I'd be like, I want infinity wishes then. That actually sounds like a good movie. Well, you know what? I think that was. It was called Bruce Almighty. But if you had as many wishes as you want forever, like, would you end up being like the... But I don't...
Here's what would be an interesting one. What if you could ask for unlimited wishes? Mm-hmm. Well... You know, more than 3, right? Like, that's kind of like the and you find out that you are allowed more than 3, but you don't know the number.
Oh,
like it cuts off.
That would
you're
suck.
Like, you get to 18, and you're like, oh, that was the last.
This
one?
could be the last one.
But you don't know every time. You don't know.
No, because you're going to be put in a situation where you ask for world peace, so then everyone can't talk and everyone's quiet.
But how far down do you push world peace if you don't know how many other wishes you have? That's the question.
Like, can I get this at like 7th?
Because if you had unlimited wishes, then it would, because then you could be like, even
world peace would be the first one, but if
it would,
it wouldn't.
Because wouldn't it start out if world peace was your first?
Yeah.
Like, then all your other wishes, it just amplifies the world peace because you got world peace.
Yeah, but what if you're
and you wanted money, or
what if all your wishes was only one, and you wasted it on world peace?
You wasted
on world peace. So you're sitting in your 2-bedroom apartment in 20 years, and everything's nice. And by the way,
I made this world better,
right? And nobody knows. They're not going to believe you.
And my rent's too damn high.
Right.
So your problem with it was if you had only one wish. And for it to be world peace, your problem would be, well, I don't get credit for that.
I'd be part of it. I should at least get a trophy.
Maybe your wish, which symbolizes
your wish symbolizes.
There's one stand on it, which is one wish.
Which is one wish. And by the way, how long does the world peace last? Am I getting world peace forever, or am I getting like
just through the in-season tournament?
Right. So I'm getting 4 days of world peace in exchange for like having $200 billion. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. I probably would say world peace if it was for 4 days.
You would want $200 billion?
Okay, here's the funny. We got to go to break, but here's the funny. This is real. Watch this. Hey, Chris, you wouldn't want $200 billion?
No.
He legitimately thinks that.
Thinks it.
No, I'm not saying you.
$200 billion.
No, I'm saying I believe you, but that's what you think legitimately. Like,
yeah. What's the dollar figure, Chris, that like...
Yeah, what's the most amount of money you'd be okay with? Like, throw it like 5 million, 100 million.
Probably between 3 and 5.
Here's my thing. Why would you not? Okay, never mind, because that's going to be a whole thing. Here's my thing.
We're going to get in trouble.
All the reasonings that you wouldn't want $200 billion, the one that I understand is, why would you not say yes? And then whatever your number is, like let's say it's 50 million, then why wouldn't you spend 19,950 million on like the raddest causes you could possibly imagine?
Why would I need to spend money on causes if I got world peace?
No, dude, you don't have the world
took
peace.
world peace out.
Yeah, this is out.
No, I have to make money.
I'm saying you got to make $200 billion. All right, we'll take it. When we come back, I would personally like $200 billion.
You would?
Yeah, I don't know what I do. You know what? I would buy you all dope Christmas presents.
Dope.
Second time I've used dope in this show. What am I? My kids?
Sus.
Yeah, sus, bro. What am I, an NPC? We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll cross-talk it up. It's a computer thing where, like, it's a non-player character. We'll be right back right after this on Dad.
The Sacramento Kings conquered the Thunder, the Spurs, the T-Wolves, and Warriors for an undefeated run through Group C of the in-season tournament.
Tough ball away, bank shot is good. Malik Monk somehow banks it home. 7.4 seconds to go.
Now it's the knockout stage in a matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Losers out. Winners off to Las Vegas.
Join us for Kings and Pelicans, Monday at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents. Bonneville International contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire collection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords, plus with low finance and lease options. Now time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call. At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile. They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later. They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys. So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, yeah. Warriors fans, Kings fans, unite. Let's go, Niners. Let's go, Niners. Wait. Do the clap again. Hold on real quick. Montes Sabonis. Hey, Montes Sabonis. Did you guys hear it? Well, you were in the building. Did you hear it?
I hate to break it to you. Nobody did it during the game. I really hate to break it to you. I knew because I had heard you I heard you campaigning for this.
It happened.
They play the music, but nobody.
I've heard it before.
No,
so I've heard it before.
You hear the music, but you don't hear the people saying.
Partially correct.
Yeah.
It started out correct. And they weren't. It wasn't working.
I'm fully correct.
But in the fourth quarter, we started getting it going. I had the whole set. Bro, I was down there because I told the story earlier.
Yeah.
Moke would stand up damn near every time the thing played and like glare at me like, "What's up now, dude? You're right here.
Ball's in your
better
court.
Better be chanting." And then I had some guys behind me, and they joined in. And the and we got it going in the fourth. And then after the game, it was Scott Moke leading the way. This right here.
Did you know that was happening? You can even hear the crowd saying, oh, and not Dome.
No. What?
No.
Is that what you heard?
Yes.
You didn't? Did you guys?
I heard
saying
it,
Chris.
Hold on. Let's do an instant replay here.
This to me is like, did you know that was happening?
Clearly hear the Sabonis.
No. You can hear what you want.
I think Watkins might be right.
Oh, it's almost like
No, I heard. No, Dave, I hered it. I heard it. No, I heard it, Dave. There's a we got it going.
You got it going.
It's like when you have to explain the joke, you know.
You know what?
Really got to lay it out for people.
Hold on a second. Let me just ask a direct question. Am I sensing that you're not a fan of the Montes?
No, I love it. I actually love it. I think it's great. I just wish it worked.
It's you know what? Sometimes things don't work on the first try. You know what?
For sure.
What if we'd given up when the team was going to Virginia Beach? What if we gave up
their way
when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? What if we gave up on all of that?
They didn't bomb Pearl Harbor. Exactly the Japanese.
I was waiting for the text. Anyway.
Who was that?
That was the voice of everyone on Twitter that falls for that joke ever. It wasn't active. Well, actually,
I love everybody's internal voice, how they read those.
Isn't it great, though? Sounds a lot like Brock Purdy, who is now the MVP favorite, gentlemen, just ahead of Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. Also, you heard a lot of stuff about, the Eagles had so many games. Well, the 49ers have 20 fewer days of rest than their opponents. That's the fewest in the league.
Take that for data.
Yeah.
Take that for data.
I like that.
This is domination, Alan, in every aspect of the thing.
Yeah, and I think Kyle Draper's going to get lucky here because of the game tonight, so they will be in the building because we were talking cheesesteaks. Fly Eagles fly turned into buy Eagles buy. For you, Dave, and for Niner fans, as I still try to understand the appetite out here. Is it a little sticky when you have the Warriors and you obviously can't stand the Warriors. The Warriors are in San Francisco. They're in the Bay. But if you're also a Niners fan, you can't really, hey, well, you're, I don't like the Bay, and you can't really. It's tough because you like the Niners, who are in the Bay.
So I'll give you an example I was thinking about over the weekend. So your guy Bonte, who hates me, we've documented this.
You have documented it to me.
Hates me. Is doing one of his walk and talks. Right? He came up on my feed, and I'm watching it, and he opens up with like. First my Seminoles got screwed, and then
you guys have a lot in common. Actually.
I was like, "You're Seminole? Wait, you're a Florida State fan?
Do we become best friends?"
Right. And then he was like, "Well, at least we've got my Niners coming up." And I'm like, "Okay, so here's a guy that there was mutual dislike. Here's a guy during the playoffs last year when all that came around. But then, what's that? It's the meme of like the two guys and one's holding a red bandana.
Yeah,
and
the
blue
Crips and the Bloods.
And they're like,
we saw it everywhere yesterday.
Right, like that's what it's like. It's like, okay, well, we'll go back to this, but as of right now, we are on the same team. And oh, by the way, to make it even grosser, I'm a Cowboy fan this weekend.
Yeah,
but I am. They're playing the Eagles.
Yeah,
I'm rooting.
You're
for
going to
Dallas.
be it gets worse. You're going to be a Cowboys fan. And then I believe the week after that, you will be a Seahawks fan because the Eagles play the Seahawks.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's how it goes. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Now, maybe I would say that it's probably cleaner for a guy like Chris Watkins here because, hey, I'm Viking, so I can fully hate the Bay Area. It's much easier.
Pretty great. It's pretty easy.
I'm sure I've asked you. Vikings?
The colors. That's because he bleeds purple, man.
Is that what it is?
You just bleeds purple. You look for the first purple NFL team to match the Kings.
I mean, my dad liked the helmets when he was a kid.
Okay.
First
Your dad
Dante Culpepper.
I had a great childhood.
Former Sacramento Colt Rider.
Yes.
Mountain Lion.
That too.
Yeah, Colt.
Wow. Been a long time.
Wow.
I was their sideline reporter. Remember?
Yeah.
Big.
Which team?
The Mountain Lions.
Okay. Double checking.
Once called them field goal poles. And when I was talking to Danny Green, so were you excited when that went through the field goal poles? Shut up, Chris.
Crown him.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing. Hey, by the way, anyone else feel good about cookies when DeAndre Jordan went to the line on Saturday? Just telling everybody who listen, that's it. We're getting crumble cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing says family and friends more than crumble cookies. Crumble cookies. Get yourself one today. Christopher Lott, celebrity birthdays.
Who is turning 60?
Happy birthday today to Jay-Z.
Yo!
By the way, it says in my phone, I don't know how Apple did this. It says it's Jay Mars's birthday today. So I said happy birthday to him. And he's like, dude, my birthday's not for a while. Maybe you're getting it mixed up with Jay-Z's birthday, which I'm fully convinced that somehow my phone did. But how does it change Jay Mars to Jay-Z? I don't know. But that's what it says on my phone. I don't expect any response other than that's a weird thing. Jay-Z today this is right, 60 years old. He believes he's that old. Yeah, I know. I couldn't either, Alan. I couldn't.
I think, he is closer than you think, but it's just hard for me to go over 55. Got to go 55.
57.
54. And Frankie from the other room, I saw him. I said, it's Jay-Z's birthday. He submitted 52. So
did he?
Yeah. Just wanted to throw that in there.
No, not Diddy, Jay-Z.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, we have a correct answer.
Oh, we do?
Christopher Lott, 54.
Wow. It's incredible.
Happy birthday, Tyra Banks.
Oh.
Ooh.
We were all rooting
Did
for
she
you.
really date Chris Webber back
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
I remember hearing that as a kid.
She was in love with them because she stepped into Arco Arena.
She did.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks' most famous celebrity girlfriend in Sacramento sports history?
Whitney Fredette got up there.
Who was the guy who said that's Tyra Banks, fool? It was in a song. You know what I'm talking about, right? Was it Chris Rock?
Might have been.
Okay. Anyways, Tyra Banks is 52.
That actually feels right. I'll go 53.
I'll say 50.
I don't know why I'm looking at Chris Lott.
48. We have a tie, 51.
Okay.
Hey, happy birthday to former King, always a King, two-time King, Corliss Williamson.
Hey.
He's an assistant somewhere.
I think so.
Always on a bench.
Are we all?
Corliss Williamson is 56 today.
That's a good one. That is
Arkansas
good.
Razorback. I was doing
54.
58. I want to say 57.
53. He is 50 today.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
A lot younger than we all thought. Sorry, Corliss.
Let's see who else we want to go with here. Really quick. Oh, maybe we're out of time.
Okay, well, today is, speaking of Tyreek Hill, National Cheetah Day. So congratulations to Tyreek Hill. He's cheetah. He's the cheetah.
Very underrated animal.
The cheetah? Absolutely. Cheetah is fantastic. Did you know the cheetah has, I know we're out of time here. The cheetah has a built-in hydration system, which is why they can go up to 60 miles an hour and stay cool. It's exactly what American Energy wants to do each and every summer. But right now, we're in winter time, and they're giving away a brand new system. Hey, that's right.